everyone. Welcome to Want to Streaming Podcast 7 and Stream 300. Fucking hell, it's been 300 streams. Welcome in everyone. I hope everyone's doing well. I think that's Canary laughing at her face. Uh, her beautiful face with pink hair. And I thought, pink camera border. I didn't ask you, but I assumed pink camera border, considering
You assumed correctly.
hell yeah.
100%.
And indeed, everyone, our guest for Want to Streaming Podcast 7 is the StrawberryCanary. And welcome in, Canary. I think, as always, we should ask you the most important question of, how are you doing?
I'm tired. I woke up at 7 a.m. to get my boyfriend up for a meeting because I'm basically his mother. So I'm tired.
That's when you know you're in a good relationship where you'll end up being their mother.
Is it a good relationship or does he just need mom?
I can't say, having never been in one before, but I'm going to say it's a good relationship if,
It is.
If you're powerful enough to take care of him, then you're powerful to take care of anything. But yeah, I feel like there can't be like a better person I could ask for. One, my lucky number is 7, and for a milestone stream, like I feel like asking you, a person who I've VC'd with several times, like in like our own VCs. I think it's certainly like a great like idea to invite you on. And initially, I was actually quite nervous because I know that we haven't spoken in months, like when it came to that stuff. So I was kind of nervous to say, "Hey, do you want to come on my little podcast?"
Absolutely, I would. And just because we haven't like been able to get in VCs together, we are still best friends.
Yeah,
we are still best friends. It doesn't die.
Yeah,
We're still best friends.
That's amazing. Like, I'm glad that I've found people in this world, especially on Twitch, who have that mentality. Like, it's a similar mentality of mine, I would say. Yeah. And speaking of which, like, you as a streamer have been doing phenomenally. Like, you yourself, like even way back when you had blonde hair, you, which I don't know when did you dye your hair?
Last Saturday. No, the Saturday before last. It's been like a week and a half.
So not long ago. I thought like it would have been like at least like 2 months ago.
No, it won't actually even stay that long. I've washed it one time since, and it already like it's much brighter on camera than it is IRL. It is so much brighter.
Still, I feel
but
like
it's very pink.
It's a fantastic shade of pink, I think, as well. I just rhymes. Kill me.
Pink is just my color.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if your stream has proven anything, is that pink is definitely your color.
Yeah.
I mean, strawberry. I mean, the clue's in the name.
It got assigned to me. I didn't pick it. I would have preferred red, but the pink, I fell in love with it. I love it more now.
You had it assigned to you. So how did that happen?
Probably with Tusk going around and calling me to his community Pink Lady, and now it's stuck.
What a loss.
So now I'm Pink Lady. It took Tusk, and only like one person calls me it, but now I'm like, well, that's it. I'm accepting the nickname. Yeah. Pink it is.
The funny thing is, there's a song called Lady in Red, so if you did choose red, you would have been called that.
I could have had a whole song dedicated to me.
I know. The funny thing is, for me, with the name Outcast, there are so many fucking songs with that name to the point where I have a selection of what theme tune I have.
Oh, absolutely you do.
Yeah.
You're lucky that way.
Yeah, so there's Outcast by Shinedown, Outcast by NF, Outcast by Perceptions, and those are the 3 that I know off the top of my head.
I am terrible with songs. You could hold a gun to my head and I wouldn't have been able to name one. And then the second that trigger pulled, I'd be like, oh, fuck, there it is.
Yeah, like, definitely, like, you just have to hear it before you know it.
100%.
Yeah. Godvilla, thank you so much for the follow just then. Welcome on in.
Hope you're doing Hi, Godvilla!
Well. Yeah, and, yeah, music, certainly, like, it's certainly a brilliant part, and I feel like, I've never brought this up with any of the other streamers, but like when it comes to finding music that you can use and that is good to use in your streams, like it's a bit of a nightmare, I think personally, and I don't know how often you have to find it, but
So I actually got pretty fucked over, but it's ended up saving my life twice now. So I didn't get a DMCA, but I had enough DMCA music that Twitch has made it so I have to now go in and like publish my VODs. They don't just automatically go up. I have to manually do it now, and I'm sure I can change that. But it was really funny because of all the music I was getting DMCA'd for or getting like copyrighted striked for. It was someone who is in my community and has given me express permission to use their music. So I had to stop like promoting my friend's music because it was now hurting my streams and I could have gotten a DMCA strike even though I have written consent from the artist for the music. And it popped up and it was like, here's the songs. And it's all like, can I name drop? Am I allowed to name drop?
yeah, you can absolutely.
Okay, it's Max Vanderfin on Twitch, on Spotify, sorry. He makes absolutely bomb music. It's all got really good beats, it's hype, and like not too much into lyrics, which especially when streaming, I don't want lyrics as much. So I've actually got so fed up with this that now I don't actually have music playing anymore. I do clip reels on my BRB and starting soon screens. So I don't have to worry about this anymore because it's driving me insane. I
Oh
was going
yeah.
crazy. It was like every other day, your audio has been muted, your audio has been muted. I'm like, I have permission.
You have been
Let me.
DMCA strikes, motherfucker. Yeah, like
Not strike, but close.
you almost got
Enough that Twitch
striked.
had to step in.
Yeah. Like I still think like Twitch should absolutely like send a like they have like should have this thing where DMCA that all that shit. It should be like they should have their own thing where you can like have a subscription to Twitch to use that stuff if you're a streamer to freely use it on your streams. That way, like yeah. And also, Satan Logic, Aurora, welcome in. Thank you so much for the
How
lurk. It
beautiful.
has been a hot minute, but I'm glad that you've came by. And I needed to take a breath in the middle of that sentence there. Oh, it's the Satan Logic. But yeah, I still think like when it comes to DMCA's, there is a way around it that Twitch can use, but it's like they just don't bother to think about it. They just think DMCA, you are almost going to get struck, or you are going to get struck or muted, depending on how we feel. And I'm just thinking to myself, you could, bring this new element to Twitch where you buy the rights to stuff like that. So yeah, personally, in my opinion, DMCA it's been an annoyance since they started really cracking down on it. But also, yeah, like when it comes to that shit, uh, they absolutely could have done something about it. Well, like they could have done something at the start. Yeah,
I am so sorry. My little sister would not buzz off in the nicest way I can possibly put that and kept like knocking
yeah,
on my door. So I zoned out a little bit there to tell her to basically F off.
yeah. I saw the mute button. I was like, okay, I need to try and prolong this as much as possible.
Prolong till I can get her to go. Leave,
Yeah.
child.
Hello, Jess. I hope you're doing okay. Jess, welcome in.
Hi, Jess.
This is the Strawberry Canary. You should absolutely check her out because she is awesome. And yeah, we talked about how yes, don't shake your head like that.
I shook my head like that and I'm waiting for it to show up on stream. I'm like, this guy's awesome. This guy right here.
This gal.
Hey, high five.
Wait. There we go. We're high fiving. It's oh wait, I see it. Okay, I'm patting your head right now. There.
It's okay. I need head pats.
Yeah. So we did talk about how the MTA has like affected our streams, but I think a question that I normally ask and rightfully should ask is, when did streaming start for you?
COVID, actually. So, right at the very start of COVID, in like March of COVID, I did my first ever stream. And do you want to know what I streamed?
What did you stream?
Rainbow Six Siege. And I had no webcam. I didn't have alerts. I didn't have a webcam. I didn't have anything. It was gameplay and voices, and it was terrible. But I streamed like for about a week, and then I just stopped, and I was like, "This is stupid. I don't have any of this skill to do this. I'll never be able to do this." And so I stopped. And then months later, in November of 2021, I want to say it was. No, 2020. November of 2020, November 7th of 2020, I started streaming. And I just lost my job and I was like, "You know what? I can totally do this." Again, started out no webcam, but I had like I had like alerts and basic overlays and I didn't have a webcam and it was my goal to raise enough to get my webcam, but I was able to hit affiliate in a week because the hardest part for most people is getting stuck at that, "Hey, I need 50 followers or I need the 3 average viewers." Luckily, I had 3 friends and those 3 friends just would pull up my stream and walk away. So I hit those marks pretty easily, but only because I had already had 50 followers by the time I started like officially streaming.
Yeah.
And oh my god, it was a journey. It was a journey. I met so many amazing people. I met you through streaming. One of the good things to come out of the misfits, let's say.
Oh yeah.
Other people would have not so kind words for it, but
Yeah.
our little like group, and we all just kind of stuck together and support each other through streaming. And then 2.5-ish years later, or a year and a half-ish later,
Here we
I
are.
fucking did it. I
Yeah.
built a community.
You fucking made it. And
Ah,
I admire you for that. Like, just hearing that alone, like, how, like, you started at the very start of when lockdown began in the UK, actually, like, March of 2020. And then, like,
for a week.
yeah, for a week. And then, like, you had that self-doubt, so you decided to stop. But then the moment you lost your job, you're like, fuck it. I'm going
Let's
to,
do it.
yeah, why not? And the rest has been history. And yeah, like it's really good, like to like see that you had friends that were willing to help you on the way with that as well.
So many.
Yeah,
So many people. I had people who they're not I don't see them regularly anymore. I've had like you always have stream regulars, the people you see every stream. And they do eventually sometimes come and go.
yeah.
But the very first person when I started seriously streaming, his name was Wizard. And do you know who Brazy Becca is on Twitch?
I don't believe I do. No.
She's not huge. When I started streaming, she was just hitting that partner mark. So she was like at where a lot of us smaller streamers dream to be, of getting that close to partner. And she was like just almost there. And she played a lot of COD. And I fucking, if anyone's seen any of my streams, you know I goddamn love Call of Duty. Call of Duty is so much fun because I get to be an asshole to people who deserve it. But she actually rated me, and Wizard had, set that up. And so it was like on my first or second stream taking it like seriously, I got hit with like 47 people and I was like, "Oh shit, okay, here we go." And had no idea how to fucking act. Like your first few raids, usually you're lucky and they're smaller raids, so if you make mistakes, it's a lot easier. But I was like, "Oh shit." It's
Yeah.
40 people at that time. I had like 5. I dreamed of seeing 20. Like that was like amazing to me to see just 20 people watching me. Imagine 20 people standing behind my glitter backdrop, all peeking over watching me. That's pretty scary. 20
Yeah.
people are a
I
lot of
mean,
people. It's like presenting to class.
when you put it in that context, yes, it is a bit creepy that you would have 20 people right behind you watching you play a game.
Yeah, and considering my bed's right back there, ugh,
Ugh.
a little more creepy that way.
That way you keep them.
But it's all those people that they may come and go, but even just that they supported you that really make it worth it. I feel like
Yeah.
I've lost track of the original question.
That was when did you stream, I think. Uh
I ramble. I ramble
yeah,
a
don't worry.
lot.
Like that's what these podcasts are. They're rambling nonsense with questions loosely based off, you know. But yeah.
What is a podcast if not friends all hanging out and talking?
Exactly, and that's why I thought, I thought that definition of podcast is too simple for it to be something like a podcast. I was like, that can't be what a podcast is it? But turns out
It
it is.
it essentially is, yeah.
Yeah,
What more is it?
exactly.
It's a happy place.
Yeah, especially if you make it happy. And
Oh, you
without it,
have to.
yeah, I mean you have to, yeah, exactly. And that's one of the responsibilities I think as a streamer that you find is that if you can't stream for yourself, you stream for someone else because you never know whose day you might, be making that much better, or like you don't know whose life you might be saving just from one kind word to them.
That's always where streaming kinda gets me, is
Yeah,
that, like, you don't know whose life you affect just by streaming and being like, for anyone who's seen my streams, I'm a very happy person. I'm very kind. I I don't care who in the world you are, I will still be kind to you no matter what. Until you come for my friends, and then you're fucked. But until that happens, like, I'll be very kind to you, and I'm very open and loving, and I lay, like, pretty much everything out on the table when I stream. I don't hide parts of me or anything like that, and it's it's kind of amazing. I've had people DM me telling me things, and they're like, "You don't know this, but you helped me a lot." And I was like, how did I help you by screaming, getting chased by a clicker in The Last of Us? I don't know, but I'm glad I did. It's reaching out and touching people's lives in a way that you could never normally do. All from, like, the comfort of your house and video games, and I find it just kind of a little amazing.
yeah, especially I'm
Hi,
probably going to
dismembering.
hey there, dismembering. Thank you so much for the follow. Especially with you personally, obviously because of time zones, we both have tough times coming into each other's streams, but we do when we can. Uh,
All the time.
so a lot of our time hanging out is it was when we were VCing, like, and those times in VCs, I can say with complete confidence that you are who you are when you're off stream, as much as you are on stream, and those times VCing with you and Aurora and Phoenix, VCing with you guys has certainly made my life a lot better during those times, more than
I
I
forget
can.
I
Right?
forget where Phoenix is from. Is he from Denmark or
Oh,
Switzerland
good. Oh
or
God, I think he's Danish. I think he's
No,
Danish.
that doesn't sound right.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure he's Dutch.
he must be German.
There we go, that's
There we go.
fucking it.
Uh,
No, I miss our VCs. Like, I genuinely miss when I would still be up at, like, 5 in the morning and you'd be popping in like, "Hey, guys, what's up?" And we'd be like, "Hey, we're all hammered and drunk and tired."
yeah, and then I would see at some point Aurora would say bring her cat because one of them is causing mayhem, or
Usually Isla, yeah.
yeah, or you would just be vanishing off somewhere to go, and then you're in you're using your phone for Discord because you're making yourself some foods. I'm just like, okay, this is happening.
Yep. And I'm,
Uh,
like, standing there on camera being like, "Making myself some fucking quesadillas." Like,
yeah,
hammered as shit. And that's what always kinda sucks. Hi, Daddy Maple. Is how things change, life moves on. We were all able to do that when we all didn't have jobs,
yeah,
unemployed, because the world had gone to shit and we couldn't leave our houses. And a part of me does miss that. I do
yeah,
miss having that freedom to literally sit up in calls with all of my friends so fucking to early in the morning for me.
yeah.
Always.
Yeah, the thing is, it's uh, not much has changed for me personally. I still am jobless. I still stream, and I would still happily come into the VCs. Um, but yeah, like you said, now that the world's opened up again, and now that the world is not ending, for now,
Sadly. For
sadly,
now,
uh, we'll
another
we'll
disease.
yeah, we'll cause something. Don't worry, guys. Streaming will rise again at some point, and it will be our fault. So, but you can't legally it won't be us, but it will be us.
It will absolutely be
It'll
us.
absolutely be us. But yeah, like, and like that's the thing. Like, whenever like you go into a stream, uh, and you see these people who come in, it like I feel like when you're the viewer from that perspective, it's hard to remember sometimes that these streamers are still people with their own like lives, their own like struggles, and with all that becomes like when you learn all that, it's like yeah, it really helps you identify with the streamer or the viewer when like they go through those sort of struggles.
Well, you
And
can see those, like, connections.
yeah, you can certainly like see those connections without a doubt. Uh, and yeah, so like I said, at first it would be like you don't like it would be hard to, especially if they are one of those like streamers with an average of hundreds or even thousands of viewers, and then you're just like I'm nothing
Just a
compared to
baby.
yeah, I am Bippy protect.
Just a baby.
Yeah, and then like you get to know them personally, and you just realize, oh shit, like this person really is like a lot more. They have a lot more to them than their streaming life. Because you'd think like with someone who has that amount of average views that they would make streaming their life, but a lot of them don't. Uh, and so like whenever I see like you saying that you've got a job and again and you're still streaming, it like I have the utmost respect for you for that because streaming alone has like been making me wear a bit thin like in terms of exhaustion. And so for you to do streaming and have a job at the same time, it really does like you have my utmost respect.
I'm a little lucky because I don't work 5 days a week. I work 4. So I have 3 days off a week, but I cannot do a single thing on Mondays and Tuesdays. Mondays and Tuesdays, I am out of my house at 9 in the morning, and I'm, like, up at 7:45, out of the house at 9 in the morning, and I get home around, like, 8:45 at night. Like, I work a 10-hour shift those days. By the time you, like, add in being able to work on time and, like, 15 minutes early, leaving 15 minutes after close, I typically work about 10 and a half hours those 2 days. And so, yeah, it's a lot, but it opens up for me to stream and especially on my days off, which the funny thing is, I don't even really stream on my days off. I plan to kinda do, like, Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, and I work both Saturday and Sunday, but I'm done at, like, 6, I wanna say? 6 PM both of those days, so then I'm home and I can start by, like, 7. And then it's like I can only get shorter streams in, so I don't stream for as long as I would. Cause like you saw how long I used to stream. It was very rare I had to stream less than 4 hours, and I would do that during COVID almost every single day.
Yeah,
Excuse me, little puppy.
yeah. Don't worry. I'm feeling a bit burpy honestly because I've been drinking a cup of tea. But yeah, like and especially when it comes to time zones, especially like that's MST time, right? That's your time zone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mountain Standard Time, so I
yeah,
also get screwed because by the time I start streaming at 7, it's 9 PM EST.
yeah. And that's in translation. Let's see, about 2 or 3 a.m. BST or GMT. Like, uh, like yeah, like you'd get absolutely boned by streaming at those times, just simply for that. At that time, like very few people would be like on.
Oh,
And
yeah, like, people are tired, but it's funnier because the later I go, I tend to actually do better, and I think that's because less people
yeah,
are, like, regularly
yeah,
streaming at that time.
yeah. And I
So I
think
find I usually start to do actually my best around 10 o'clock my time, which is, like, midnight EST. I can't do the conversion to GMT, was it, like, 8 hours difference?
6 or 7.
Yeah, so it's by the time there, was that 10, 11, sorry, wait, 11, 12, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5
You
o'clock.
know, it'd be a funny way to
5 AM.
to. Okay, so what time is it for you now?
It is currently 1:25.
Okay, 7 hours. um,
Fantastic.
yeah. So yeah, like the fact that I mean, you said like you were probably do better at those times, and I feel like it's also because of like attitude at those times. Like when it's late at night, it's like most of the time you might be in a party mood because that's what time you normally go to parties, or it could be more of a, I just need to come home and relax for a bit, have a stream on in the background or whatever. So yeah, I feel like when it comes to that, yeah, like numbers would certainly help in that regard because of like the attitude of the person. Whereas if you were to stream say at 5 p.m., they're still quite
Not done with their day.
yeah, exactly, or they're about to have tea, and when they have tea, obviously they'll be out of streams just to eat or to cook.
Right, it's like dinner comes along, which is why Daddy Maple doesn't play enough Search and Destroy with me. I'm looking at you. I'm kidding. Sorry.
She's not
Daddy
kidding.
Maple is Ecker Gaming, just so
Yeah,
you
just
know.
so I
We
know.
just
Yeah,
we all call him Daddy Maple.
If
He's on some
yeah,
of my hardcore Search and Destroy streams.
is there a particular reason why I call him Maple?
No, it's Daddy Maple. You need to say Daddy Maple.
Yeah, I know the daddy part. I can guess what the daddy part would be, but what's the maple part?
Oh,
Or
he's Canadian.
like you.
He is indeed.
Yeah.
Actually, he lives in the same city as Satan Logic and I.
Oh, that's lovely. Why is your name
So
not
I could
Maple
actually drive to his
Canary?
house in like 5 minutes and be at his door. We actually knew each other. He knew me when I was in high school.
Oh, that is lovely.
So
Yeah, like when I started, the thing is
feel bad for him.
when I started streaming, like I told nobody, and it wasn't until after I got affiliate that I told two of my best friends. One that I know from first school, and the other one I knew from college. Not university college or American college, whatever you would call it, but like the 2 years before that, like
Mhm.
those
High
were the
school?
basically the years of 17 and 18. So it could be high school, or it could be the bit between high school and what you would call college.
We call it university here. I'm Canadian. I
Ah,
am not American.
yeah,
Don't confuse me for American.
yeah. I just
I
did.
will get angry.
All right, American. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. Forgive. Don't leave. um, but yeah, like I didn't know like the difference. Like where I didn't know with Canadian culture that you would still call it university and not college.
We're just classier up here
Yeah, you're
with
classier,
our
and
maple syrup.
yeah, you're not living in your own cloud, saying it's called college. Oh wait, I didn't say that with an American accent. It's called college. There we go.
It's college. We don't have university here. There's my best American impression.
Yeah. Not quite the cowboy Chris impression now, but I will. It sounds very New York, I would say. Yours does.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, they got more class.
God.
Yeah, more class. They have a better looking flag. Don't at me. Who doesn't love a leaf? In the center as well, not in the corner. In the
A
center,
maple leaf.
a maple leaf with maple syrup. Ice hockey. Ice hockey is much better than American football. I'm just saying.
And we're just better at it.
Yeah. Like it is like my plan. Like I say plan, it's probably never going to happen because affordability. But my plan is if I'm going to leave the UK, go to Canada. That is my choice. Like specifically
We're still big allies. We still rep the queen over here.
yeah. And also
She's on my money. I don't have any money to show you, but she's on our money.
yeah. Wait, do I have money? Do I even have my wallet around? Oh, there it is. Do I have money in it? Yes. Here we go. A £10 note. The Queen. Right there. Oh, I've got leather from my wallet. So I need a new wallet because the bloody
Oh, beautiful.
that's your face that you're looking at, Canary. Not the
No, I was looking at your 10 pounds. Remember there's a time
yeah.
delay?
I know that. I know there's a time delay. Don't worry. I was just being complimentary. I hope your boyfriend's not one of those protective people because he might come at my ass.
You'd probably kick his ass.
I mean,
I could see you kicking his ass.
I'm twig life.
It's okay. He's all talk and no bite.
Oh, okay, so same.
I got no muscle. I can't even actually
you got more
flex.
muscle. You got more muscle than
No,
me.
this is fat.
No, that's you know what I'm going to count it as muscle.
You want to talk about jiggle jiggle?
Uh, where did we get? How did we get into this conversation? I don't even.
I have no fucking idea.
Uh,
I don't know. We were talking about.
we were
Sorry, now I'm backtracking in my head. Give
we were
me a
talking
moment.
about
Just going
time
like
zones,
that.
about your time streaming.
Something about that.
Yeah. Uh,
Who
I
knows?
feel
Oh,
like
working
yeah,
while
working.
streaming.
Yeah.
That's where it started.
Yeah, and before working, there came gaming. And you said that you love playing COD on streams, but
Love it.
what was the first game that you've played, and when did you start playing games?
The first game that I played would be like Mario Party on the GameCube when I was a kid. And that was very common for my family. When I was like little and before my little sisters came along, we had the perfect amount of people to play like Mario Party together with. And because we had four, it was my mom, my dad, my older sister, and myself. And we'd play Mario Party and like Mario Kart, and we'd do that like once a week or maybe like once a month. I don't know. I was fucking 6 years old, and there was a big time difference there. And then, like, when my parents got busier with life, that kind of stopped happening, but I never lost my love for it. And then I actually wasn't allowed to play anything other than Nintendo games till I turned 16 and begged my mother for a PlayStation for my birthday. She was like, "Do you want jewelry, a spa trip?" I was like, "I want a PS4." And I got it. I got a PS4 and then I got my first COD game with it. Never played it. I played zombies on it for like a week. It was like Black Ops 3, I
Oh,
want to
the
say.
best one, the best. Well, not the best COD, but the best zombies. You were playing.
No. Nazi zombies.
I mean,
When I was actually
that's what.
15,
Oh wait, if
I
it's
stole my sister's Xbox 360 and got to play Nazi zombies.
on World at
And
War.
that was
Oh,
that was my favorite zombies, and I loved it, and my sister played it with me one time. Other than that, it was, like, the one thing I could play solo because I didn't know online was a thing. I had no idea you could play games online with people.
oh yeah.
And then, slowly that progressed, and when I turned 18, I begged my parents for a PC, and I got it. I paid for it, like, I custom built a PC, had it all assembled and everything. Funny enough, at the place I now work, and then I
Wait, so
started streaming
is that
off
your
of that.
workplace?
Yeah, I work with computers, but I work in, like,
Ah,
customer service with computers. So, if your computer isn't working, you come bring it to me, and I try to figure out what's going on. If we can't figure out and it's not something simple, it goes to my technicians, and they take care of the rest.
nice.
But,
Uh,
yeah, and then through COVID, I started playing Rainbow Six Siege,
yeah,
and
and that's when you
I
started
met a bunch of
streaming.
people on there. Yeah,
Yeah.
I met a bunch of people on there, and then they were like, "Yo, Modern Warfare is super fun. You should play Warzone with us." And I did, and I loved Warzone, and then I ended up buying Modern Warfare, and I still play it to this day. It's probably the game I've played for the longest amount of time.
Yeah.
It's my favorite. Hi, Brawl.
Hey, bro. When you were in the middle of explaining that, I was like, bro.
Brawlosaurus, the San Francisco tree,
Oh,
the Jurassic tree. I think that works better.
the prehistoric street.
Jurassic?
I would say prehistoric. Actually,
Prehistoric. Okay, no, that
yeah,
might be better.
yeah.
We made
Yeah,
you a catchphrase, Brawl. Enjoy.
yeah. There you
My love.
go. Call of Duty Zombies. So you said that World at War was your favorite. You played Black Ops 3. In which case, if you played Black Ops 3, chances are you played Shadows of Evil. In which case, I am very sorry that you got very confused by it.
Was that
um,
the zombies mode?
for Black Ops 3, yes.
Yeah.
The
No,
map.
I was like sitting there, I was like, what the fuck? I never made it past level 5.
Oh
Ever.
yeah, yeah.
Like wave 5 would kill me.
Yeah.
Every time.
It just goes to show that if you're not in it from the start, you're going to get very fucking confused in Black Ops 3 if you don't buy Chronicles. Um,
You
yeah.
just need someone to walk you through it.
Wait, you said PS4 shit, but
Mhm.
me, I'll walk you through it through VC, I guess.
I don't even own the game anymore. I actually traded it in.
Oh, uh, but yeah. Did you play any other Call of Duty Zombies games? So Black Ops 1 in particular, I'd say.
World at War, like the Nazi zombies. I think that was that the first zombies game?
Yeah, that's the first one with the airfield or the bunker in the airfield, I should say.
It was like a bunker. Yeah, I
Yeah.
played that one, and then I played a little bit of the Black Ops 3 one, never made it very far. And then Cold War. Now, Cold War was the biggest fucking waste of money, and I'm just happy because I didn't actually pay for it. It was a gift from friends.
If you're looking at it from a
And it
zombie's
was
perspective, I agree. But you have not played Black Ops 4. That was a waste of money. Oh, so mad.
no, I'm talking Cold War in any aspect was a waste of money. Cold War was garbage. Vanguard, it's all right. I can stand it. I would rather play Modern though. I love the like
Oh, something
new
great.
age realism without being futuristic, and I have the best skin, which is the weed ghillie suit.
Oh, you broke my heart by saying Vanguard is better than Cold War. I think
Vanguard is
Vanguard.
definitely better than Cold
I
War.
think Vanguard is fucking atrocious.
I would rather play Vanguard than Cold War because the style drove me crazy. Sorry, I'm grabbing something. The style drove me crazy for um Cold War.
Yeah.
Of it was just so overly animated and so in your fucking face. Like I didn't enjoy how it was too colorful. It like the maps
Hmm.
themselves were distracting.
Yeah, I guess like if you're playing a Cold War themed game, you wouldn't expect that much color in like the
Here,
environments.
it's like as bright as my fucking hair. Like it is ridiculous.
Oh, you would hate Black Ops 2 then, because it is a very bright, colorful game, and I adore Black Ops 2 in terms of like it's like I was shit at the multiplayer, but I still loved it. Like it was
No,
one,
that's fair.
yeah. I just loved it for its design, and it was the time like where Nuketown was not being overdone. Like it was the first time that it was remastered, so you didn't get Black Ops 3 Nuke 3 Town, whatever the fuck that is. Black Ops 4's Nuketown in the fucking winter, I believe, and then we got Cold War's Nuketown, which is basically the Black Ops 1 version with graffiti. Um,
Yeah, and like the maps, they looked great, and I was actually really excited to play on Nuketown because that's one of like the most
popular.
noted
Yeah,
maps I think in
yeah.
COD
I think it's
of all
been
time.
overdone though. Like back in Black Ops 1, fucking phenomenal. Black Ops 2 still one of the best. Black Ops 3, it fell off a cliff. Uh,
If something's not broken, why fix it?
exactly. And it's not just like if something's not broken, why fix it? It's also a case of if it doesn't fit the game, why are you putting it in? And I feel like that's what Nuketown is in a lot of the COD since.
I feel like they could have put that into like modern though, and it would have been fine. Like I feel like it would have fit fine into modern,
Yeah. Like it
but I could be crazy.
yeah, like Nuketown, like that is certainly like it has like a futuristic element in some of like its versions. But the Black Ops 2 version is my favorite because it's futuristic, it's bright, it's colorful, but it still looks like a fucking town rather than a paintball field.
Yeah, I kind of do like the paintball field aspect of it, but like I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Also,
Now
it
you're making
was
me want to play COD.
tell you what. Oh wait, my iPod needs charging. But I tell you what. Um, one day if like wait crossplay thing, and you don't like Cold War shit. If we both find a Call of Duty game that we both like,
The new Modern Warfare 2, it's coming out, and if it's garbage, I am going to cry. I
oh
am
yeah,
so excited for this COD because it's exactly what I love of Modern Warfare, and we're getting a new one. So new maps, new guns, new everything. Sadly, new skins, meaning I'm gonna lose my weed ghillie suit, but I can manage without it.
yeah, like oh, like when it comes to the Modern Warfare games, it's one of those games where I wish I played them at the time, but I feel like if I played them now, I would not appreciate them for what they were. And when it comes to like Modern Warfare and non-Treyarch Call of Duties, and even Treyarch Call of Duties nowadays because of how much they've fallen off the radar, I can't play a Call of Duty without knowing how good it is first. Like I need to know if it's good before I buy it because I'm not wasting any more money on Activision after everything. After
Activision is an absolute disaster,
yeah,
especially with all the fucking controversies around them and shit. and it sucks, but I like COD. I don't like the
Yeah.
company, I like the game, and that's one thing you gotta deal with almost.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's funny, like you said that when it came to streaming, Call of Duty was like one of your main things to play, and that, in a sense, certainly built up your channel. And with me, Call of Duty Zombies built up my channel a bit as well, because like, uh, I was playing, like, I did like a log of like my stream for since September 2021. The majority of them were Black Ops 3 zombies, and they were always consistently good. But I think now that I've stopped playing them, like if I started playing them again, like they wouldn't do as well because I've spent so long away. Uh,
You would think that, but I did take a big jump from COD, and my COD streams sucked for a bit, but I was at the point where I was having so much fun, I didn't fucking care. And now I can, like, stream COD and know I'm probably gonna average anywhere from 13 to 20 for the stream. But it took months. Because people
yeah.
started coming back because I was streaming COD more consistently, so I make a point to stream COD at bare minimum once a week.
Oh yeah, like
Bare minimum. There's always a Canary COD stream once a week because I fucking love COD.
oh yeah, like Call of Duty, like say what you want about how toxic the communities can be. Say what you want about how much like a person may or may not like Activision, but at the end of the day, thank you, Stream Elements. At the end of the day, it's still like fun to play, and as long as it's fun, and as long as you're enjoying it, what else other reason is there to play a Call of Duty game? Like, and what else is there to play a game? Like, it doesn't matter if it's Call of Duty or the Red Dead series or the Last of Us series. It could be PlayStation exclusive. It could be online fucking chess, battle royale, whatever the fuck. As long as you're having fun and as long as you're a gamer, well, as long as you're playing the game out of enjoyment, you are a gamer, I should say. And
Even if you're playing Sims.
ugh.
I knew that was gonna get that reaction out of you.
Do you know that I don't like Sims?
Oh, I know you don't like Sims.
Oh, did I mention it in a podcast so much? I feel like I did.
Nope, you told me months ago.
Oh, yeah, I must have done.
Like, forever ago.
Yeah.
You brought
Ugh.
it up in a call because I'd brought up Sims and how I, like, thought all the builds and stuff on, like, TikTok and stuff that I was seeing were, like, really cool. And that's, like, the only reason I'd play Sims is because I love interior design and I'd have so much fun with it. But you brought that up and I got quite the kick out of it. I've been sitting on that chip for how long now?
Oh,
Months.
you know what? That is hilarious. That is hilarious.
Never show your full hand, and as the most important thing as a content creator, remember people.
Yeah.
Remember everything you
Remember what you
can
said.
about people.
Yeah. And
Everything.
that is certainly a good rule of thumb to have. Like, the fact that you remembered more about me than what I've said says a lot, like, about you as a content creator. That, yeah, like, you're one of those people who just let people into like, your life, or you let them, you let yourself learn about these informations, and you let yourself into their lives a bit, to
Oh,
the point.
absolutely.
Yeah, and yeah, I do the same thing. I'm pretty sure a lot of content creators out there do the same thing. And that's how you build a connection with your community, I would say.
It's important to. It truly is. Like, someone told me their birthday was in, like, 2 days. I wrote it on a sticky note and stuck it on my monitor, and then that day, I made sure to message them and be like, "Hey, happy birthday." Because how good does that make someone feel? How good does that make you feel when
Yeah.
someone remembers something you told them once, like, a while later, that was
Oh,
not actually
cool.
you, bro, that was
Oh,
someone entirely different. That was
it wasn't
someone
me, was it?
entirely different. No, it was
Okay.
not. It was no one that I've actually ever even spoken to in VC. Like,
Ah.
it's no one I've ever hang out with. I think it was, like, their 3rd time in my stream, and I was like, "Yep, remembering that on the monitor, good to go."
Hmm.
And
I,
that's just it's important. I think it's one of those good things, like,
yeah.
I mean, if I watched someone on Twitch and they remembered my birthday, I'd be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
thanks." Like, I'd feel really, really good.
Exactly.
I always try to look at everything from the viewer's perspective because
Yeah.
it's
Like that
if
would
you
make
come into my stream, you're not a viewer to me.
you're
You are
part of it.
now part of this.
You're a
You
part of the
are what
Shellboy
makes up
family.
the stream. We call us the berry patch
Yeah.
because we're very cute and we're very funny and we're very punny. And any word
Yeah.
that is very can be replaced with berry. That is what I have learned.
And also, like most plants, you
Content.
grow, and you branch out. And the more branches you have, the more strong the tree is, or the bush, or the plant, whatever it may be. It may be a
The
patch of
more
berries.
branches, the more berries.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
more stems, the more berries.
And out of curiosity, when is your birthday?
My birthday is January 30th. I am an Aquarius.
January. Oh wait, I need to do. I need to do it my way. 30th of January. There we go.
Oh,
Uh,
yes, because you guys do date month year? Or is it year
uh,
day month?
it goes day, month, year.
Day month year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Everyone does it
why I
different.
don't know why people be like January 30th when the smaller one is the one that should go first. In my opinion, it's like when people say like in terms of location, you would say the smallest part first, and you say like London, England, Earth. We'll say something like that.
Yeah.
So
No, that does make sense.
yeah, that's my opinion. If you have your own opinion, voice it. Why
No, I
not?
kind of more or less agree with that because I think
Yeah,
the States does it month, day,
yeah, month
year.
a year. Another thing that
It's
they
weird.
just do wrong, and along with biscuits and cookies, they got those wrong. I mean, I'm digging myself a hole
Hey,
here.
I agree with cookies.
I mean,
What is the difference? What is the difference? What separates a biscuit from a cookie? Like if I pull out an Oreo, are you going to say that's a biscuit or a cookie?
it's both. Like all cookies are biscuits, but not all biscuits are cookies.
Agreed. I can agree with that. That
We
is it.
guys, we
Agreeance.
found my new best friend. We found my new best friend. Yeah,
New bitch, we've been friends.
yeah, but like
We be friends.
I normally don't pick favorites. That's my rule of thumb. Don't pick favorites, and I just have. I like breaking the
I'm hard
rules.
not to love.
Yeah.
I'm
You
hard not to love.
want to co-host?
I'm lovable.
Yeah, very lovable. But yeah, like
No. It's very
very lovable.
lovable.
Oh, fuck. Sorry, rule. Sorry, rule. There's a new sheriff in town. um, but yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, like when they say that biscuits are these just fucking scones that aren't even sweet, they are savoury. And I'm just like, no. That's not a bicky. That
That's not a bicky. You call it a bicky?
I can't dunk that shit in my tea. Uh, but yeah,
What is
like
your favorite type of tea?
just normal English black tea.
Okay.
3 sugars, milk. I'm a simple man, which is also a
Oh, you
song by
put milk
Shinedown.
in your tea.
Yeah, but milk. What do you put
Milk
creamer in
is...
your tea?
No, I actually put so funny enough, I actually prefer if I'm making like tea, like if I make matcha tea, I will obviously put like I'll turn it into like a matcha latte. So I'll put like milk in it and make it a matcha latte. But if I'm doing like tea, I do very fruity teas. I do like you it's probably a disgrace to you. But I have this one tea, it's called Maui Madness. And it's purple yams, pineapple, kiwi, and loose tea leaves. And it's delicious. And it's amazing. And it's loose leaf. And I like it.
When
And
you
it's
said
pink.
delicious, have you watched The Boys season 2?
No, I have not. I don't watch a lot of TV or
Okay.
movies.
I was gonna say because when you said delicious, I thought of like the character Homelander. He says delicious, and I'm just like that just went into my head. And the way he says it with like his facial expression, for some reason, I expect you to say that in the exact same way. And I was like, Jesus Christ, I was starting to lose my mind, about to burst out in laughter.
Oh. I like it's I don't it would I don't even know if it would be considered tea for you, but it's tea for me. It's from David's tea, so I'm
Yeah,
like, I don't
honestly,
know.
I mean, in terms of history, we stole tea from other countries, so I don't think we have the right to say what isn't tea, just what is
Wasn't
tea.
it from like chai tea from like India?
Yeah, I think a lot of like our resources came from India, including sugar. So yeah,
Spices, lots of
yeah,
spices.
spices.
Sorry, my
Uh,
phone's dying.
don't worry.
I was
Um,
watching TikToks all morning.
Lovely. That's another thing. Like in terms of content creation, you do TikToks, don't you?
I
Um,
do.
how do you find that's different from the other forms of content creation?
Twitch is a lot easier to make content for than TikTok. You are not limited in Twitch into what you can do. You can do whatever you want. I can play a game and make content off of that. But when I'm making TikToks, I actually really struggle because I'm not advertising me playing games. I'm advertising me as a person. And really, that is a lot of what content creation is advertising you as a person. Like what separates me from every other pink-haired gamer girl who likes COD and streams. Like there's a lot of us, I'm sure. I don't actually know how many, but I'm sure on this planet there are a lot of us. And it's really what separates you and finding your niche. And I think the best example of that is Zavi.
Yeah,
Zavi Gamer found her niche, hunkered down on it, and is like an absolutely amazing streamer now. And I look up to her. I remember when Zavi had like I don't want
like
to say too
very
much because I
few.
don't know what
Like
she wants to be said, but I remember like Zavi's old streams before she blew up. I will,
yeah,
and I'll never forget them. I watched them. I played with her. She's a fantastic friend and I adore her. And I remember just the difference from seeing her then to now is insane. And it's not like she's changed or is not who she is. It is she has become herself. I feel like she has opened up to her community and built an army of degenerates and it suits her so well. And I am so incredibly proud of her for that. Like
yeah,
she fucking killed it.
and
She fucking killed it.
that's another thing. Like you're like a really true person, a true streamer when someone succeeds like that, someone blows up, and your first reaction is pride, not jealousy. Like,
Oh, there's always going to
yeah,
be
like
that
think,
little
yeah,
bit of like, I wish that was me, but
yeah,
it's
of
never going to
course.
make me
Change your
not
opinion on them.
respect her. No, because I'm just like, damn, can you teach me how you did that?
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of
Can you
it comes down to
show
luck,
me?
doesn't it? Like, yeah, like
She she fucking nailed it.
yeah, and I see it. I see her like nowadays, like on my Twitch suggestions, and it's like fucking hell, she like. And to think I was there like when I first met her, she was averaging single digits, like I do frequently, and now she is averaging hundreds, and it couldn't happen
Hundreds.
to a like she's a really loving person as well. Like I don't really
She's so
hear
kind.
I don't really hear any bad things about her. Like she's very enthusiastic, and she's a very like she whenever like I remember like the first time like she joined a certain team that we will not go into, unless you want to, in which case I will certainly back you up.
I'm
um,
happy to go into everything that happened with the team.
yeah,
Like
I'm
that it doesn't
yeah
bother me. It's water under the bridge at this point. Like
yeah.
in
But
the end, sorry, continue.
no,
Continue.
go
Now
ahead.
now I'm breaking off onto a
Then
tangent.
well no just we'll go into that tangent in a mo. But yeah when she came in, she was very confident. She was very pushing, like of like what she wanted to do to help. Like I'm pretty sure is she an editor as well? She's either editor or GFX artist. I can't remember which one it is.
She did like everything for that team.
Yeah, she did like a lot, but when she first came in, I think it was editing, and she was like giving suggestions left and right. She really wanted to make her mark, and push other people to do better. And that's what the team was initially about. It wasn't about numbers. It was about doing better. And like we are probably going to get into it now because you and I are of that same team. I was one of the first people part of that team back in January of 2021. And back then, the team was about improving each other, helping the small streamers grow, not just as numbers, like numbers were always secondary, but as content creators, as streamers, how to better themselves, how to bring themselves out to the point where like it felt like the best thing going, and it felt like at the time, you know, my life could only get better. And then obviously things happened, things changed, and numbers became more of value to the team. And I was like, that's not what I
Yeah.
want. And then I was part of admin as well for the team at a time, where like I was there to give suggestions, be the advisor, like everyone else was essentially, who was admin.
The team was about helping you learn what to do
Yeah,
and teaching us new tricks and everything like that, and about how to promote yourself. But then all of a sudden it really did flip on a dime to less of that and more to we need results.
yeah. Like it,
And
it
that
became
just
less of a stream team, more of a cooperation trying to milk their employees dry.
it was like, hey, you need to push for partner. Hey, you need to stream a minimum of this amount of time. You need to make TikToks, Twitter, Instagram. And it was just not everyone wants to promote their content the same way. I
Yeah,
was already making TikToks before it became like a requirement. And I was posting about quite a few a week. I was usually able to post about one a day. And the team made me lose a lot of my motivation and a lot of my love for streaming because it stopped. One thing they said to us a lot, and I might be quoting it wrong, but one thing they said to us a lot was, it's oh gosh, I'm trying to remember the exact words used, but I kind of blocked out a lot of that time. But it's a business essentially.
yeah. They
You're
said
marketing
at the end of the
yourself.
day, the team is a business. I was like, okay, but why isn't it called cooperation or incorporated or industries? Why does it have the word team in it if it's not a team? And I was like, I got really fucking pissed, especially when one of the members, I'm not going to say who, one of the leaders, I'm not going to say who, name dropped me in that meeting, that infamous meeting that everyone was taking the piss out of. Um, like name dropped me because basically the night before it was 10 p.m. at
Is that the
night.
meeting I screamed at people?
Yes, and I fucking love you for it. And I was,
I will stand up for people and I will
yeah,
stand up for
I
my
was,
friends and what I believe.
I was talking to others, and everyone else was like, "I fucking love Canary." And yeah, everyone was saying that, and like, yes, Canary, like you were speaking for the team. You should have been the leader.
I wasn't speaking for the team. I
you were
listened to a lot
speaking,
of
you were
people.
speaking the words
I
that the
really
team
did.
wanted to say. Honestly, that's
Yeah, I had the balls to say it,
yeah.
essentially, is what kind of happened there. But I
And
knew a lot of people feared repercussions for
yeah,
speaking their mind or speaking out loud. And I went into that meeting. After getting screamed at by my dad the day after my sister's wedding. I had been threatened out of my house that day.
yeah,
And I went into that meeting ready for fucking blood. Like I was not having a good day. And I'm a really sweet person. So when I'm not having a good day, I'm still pretty nice about it. But it was like, it's hard. It's hard to talk back, or not talk back, but speak up about other things going on to people who outrank you and can basically
oh,
make you disappear.
drop frames. Wait, dropped
Oh,
frames. Come on,
oh, oh.
behave it. Right, I did it. Frames, frames.
Frames now! Frames
Okay,
now!
good girl. Stay. uh, yeah.
Are you just frozen?
Yeah. Don't worry, that'll get back soon.
Oh, it looks
Hopefully.
good now.
Okay, good. Um,
Um, but it's hard to speak up against people, and that's a lot of what streaming is really you
you have
got
to
to
speak
stand
up.
for what you stand.
Yeah, you have to stand up for
I
what you believe in.
I have had people come into my stream and they're like, "Do you support the LGBTQ community?" And a lot of people will be like, "I don't want to talk about politics." And I won't talk about politics to it like a large extent, but I will be like, yeah, I absolutely do support them. In fact, I bought a whole lineup of pride emotes. Every single one of them is
Yeah,
a
I saw
different
that.
pride flag. I love them. I thought that was so cool. So I bought them. Obviously, I can't use them all on Twitch, but now they're all in my Discord and I have one rainbow emote. Is it okay if I drop it in there?
Absolutely.
And it's just called Pride because
Yeah.
like I absolutely do
Be proud
support
of who you are.
LGBTQIA
And
plus. Who you are is who you are, and I will be there for you through that. I've had people come in not knowing how to tell their parents these sort of things, and like my literal Discord tag or whatever you want to call it is like, I don't know what it is. It's like little bio, but like if you look on my name on Discord, underneath it, it says DMs are open because you can
Yeah.
message me. And so it's that time where I'll be like, hey, yes, I absolutely do. If you want to tell me some stuff or you want to talk to someone about it, DM me. Not in stream, but DM me. I will message every single person back. And I think it's important. I'm rambling
Yeah.
again.
Don't
But like
worry. Just ramble all you want. This is your
it's
stream.
it's hard because it's hard to know what to do. It's hard to
Yeah.
know what to do. Streaming, you don't have 5 minutes to sit there to debate how to respond to a comment. You have like 3 seconds, but maybe 30 if seconds if you're like distracted in game. But pretty much once you read that, you need to have your response
Yeah.
formulated because there's not delay. You can ignore them. I
Yeah.
definitely have ignored some messages in chat before. Typically though, I like to make some jokes. I got bot spammed, bot chat
Oh.
message spammed. Yeah, hold on. All in 45 minutes, I got bot viewers, bot chat bot spammed, bot raid, bot followers, and like bot teams.
Oh.
All in oh, is it
Oh.
doing it again?
Again, I don't know why.
Check your internet.
I would, but uh, okay. I think it. I mean, I don't know what it could be. I mean, it normally doesn't hiccup. Okay, but we look to be good now. Okay, if it happens again, I'm calling the RSPCA. I don't know why. um,
Who knows?
yeah. Um, but yeah, as you said, like getting all those bots, that must be fucking tough to put up with all of
Oh, I
that.
laughed my ass off the entire time. And then I went in and I was like, okay, well, I turned off alerts. I turned off my sound alerts. I turned off everything. I turned off everything. It was followers only chat put on for a bit. I hope I still don't have that on. I actually never checked. But like I had an emergency bot button and it saved my ass a little bit.
Yeah, that is
But
certainly
like I
good.
knew the time it started and I had literally had those bots removed before I had even ended my stream.
That is fucking fantastic. That
Like
there are tools out there that can do that.
Commander Root, if that
Yeah,
ever
Commander
happens to
Root.
you, Commander Root is
Yeah.
amazing.
The funny thing is, the last time I used Commander Root, it couldn't load the page because I blocked so many bots.
Oh my god.
So either all the bots are dead, or I'm going to die at some point. But yeah, going back to like that team, like I've not talked about this story for the simple reason of, why would I want to talk about it? But yeah, like it's like you said, like during that meeting, you were speaking your mind. The night before, I should say, it was 10 p.m. at night, like maybe even later than that. And
Mhm.
they wanted admin meeting, but one of our admins were live at the time, and at the time there was this Discord of people, with me included, just ranting about our complaints with the team. It was not any form of hate Discord. It was a vent Discord, if anything, and it wasn't even designed for a vent. It was designed to make things easier to scroll around if you're doing collab that stream. Okay, have I
Is
got
it
it? Have I got any? Why don't? Uh, Come on. There we go. I might have to fucking ask what's going on, but I'm going to keep going because that's what I do. Um, but yeah, like uh, another like member of admin that wasn't me was live at the time. So I feel like they intentionally like organized it so that they were live and I wouldn't be, because when I was in that meeting, it felt less like a meeting, more like well, 3 or 4 people just cornering me and verbally beating the shit out of me, for what seemed like no reason other than we were just frustrated that these things were happening and they weren't listening to us. So yeah, it was that moment where I was like, yeah, I'm leaving the team, because why the fuck would I want to be on a team where my bosses are treating me like this? Where like I was understanding some of their stuff from their perspective, But the way that
They did have good points.
yeah, like I understood
Like,
like with one of them, like one of the incidents that occurred was that they made streamer corners in the Discord. At the time, that was a good idea in theory, but you forget that in practice it won't work out like that because when one of the bigger streamers in the team did that, the people were going to the main part of the Discord saying, "Hey, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm only here for insert streamer name here," and that happened before. Like in that, like that happened. So it's not a thing that you can just ignore when it happens. But it's also a thing of I get where they're coming from, where like there's nothing that you can really do about it now. Uh, and like it wasn't a problem at the time, but then it became a problem, and there's not much that you can do about it. But what I will
you let the
say,
problem fester, it's gonna get infected.
yeah, and when you don't realize that there is a problem until too late, that's another thing as well. And so, like, I agreed with them on that front, but then they were saying they were saying that the Discord was a hate Discord. I was like, it's not a hate Discord. I got into a
It's it's venting. Venting is
yeah,
healthy.
and the thing is, I'll give props to the main leader of the team because they said, you know what, I do prefer if they would tell us, but it's none of my business what they say, and I respect
Yeah.
them for saying that. And I did say like when I did say I was leaving, they did wish me luck. So I respect that particular person out of all those leaders because the rest were either saying nothing or they were being straight up like unwilling to listen to what I was saying. Um, and so yeah, like after getting beaten up out on a night like that, and I got into a fight with a former friend of mine now. But at the time we were close friends. But I got a fight in about it because they were told that it was a hate Discord. And now that I know what, like I've seen someone else go through hate Discords, like they've had a hate Discord after them, so I know what one looks like, and that was certainly not what it was. And
I like
yeah,
no, it
like
wasn't. And I kind of had a little bit of the honor of people trusted me, and I don't fucking tell anyone's secrets to anyone.
yeah,
Anyone. Like someone asked me to keep something a secret literally like 2 days. Don't even tell my boyfriend that. Don't tell my best. A, they don't know them. They don't need what's going on in their lives. They don't know them.
yeah,
She's going through some hard shit. I'm here to support you and you can vent to me all you want. I will
yeah,
probably intentionally forget it because like you just
and
need to get that out.
yeah, that's the
Sometimes you
point.
just need to get out that anger or it's going to become worse.
That's the point on venting is that you don't tell people because it's just an emotion. It's not what you're really thinking. It's an
Oh yeah, I can
impulse.
be frustrated and pissed off and vent to someone about something and then 5 minutes later they'll be like, "Remember how pissed you were?" I was like, "Huh?
Yeah,
No. What?" Like, I won't
like
remember.
that is the entire point of
Nebby gets it.
yeah.
Nebby
Nebby gets
gets
it.
it.
Also, Nebby smells. Pass it on. Um, but yeah, like I had like a situation. I'm not gonna say what, but like I did say something like that was a bit too harsh, but also it was an impulsive reaction, which is what basically caused me to be a former friend with the friend in question. It's just that
Mhm.
it was an impulsive reaction to what someone else said. I didn't even start the conversation. I just reacted. Um, and yet the person who started the conversation got away scot free, and I got punished and blacklisted for it because they sent the screenshots to the person that it was about, the person that they were chatting shit about themselves, and yet I got the brunt of the damage. And it's like, I get that what I said was too far. I don't get how this other person is going away scot free with it, though. Like, why aren't they getting punished for not only like starting the conversation, but also to not to break the rules of venting? I just didn't understand, and I feel like when it comes to streaming, you will get into these dramas. Like it's impossible to avoid dramas. It doesn't have to be your own. It can be like between two other people. Uh,
Mhm.
but at the end of the day, if you're able to look past it, like that is what matters, in my opinion. Like you can be a streamer who doesn't want to talk about drama, and if drama does happen, you can just tell the community to you can put them in their place because it's like you said, you're advertising yourself, but sometimes you have to keep to the rules. And I like to advertise myself as someone who keeps to the rules. And I will say like, please stop. And if you like, I did like have a time where I asked someone to stop in my streams because they were constantly like spamming song lyrics. This was not Bear, by the way. Bear did not spam song lyrics, even though that's his thing. Uh,
Mhm.
but like someone, like when I was playing Mario Kart, was spamming song lyrics, and I just asked them to stop because it was getting annoying. And they were like, had this air of entitlement about them, where like, I am your guest, and I'm just like, and so you should follow the rules as a guest. And so I timed them out because they kept arguing. Then when they came back, they kept on throwing insults at me, including likening me to fucking Putin. And that's when they got banned. Just because I said about the rules, and they were trying to be a smart ass about it.
What a what a dick. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. What a dick fucking move.
Yeah. Have you ever like had
People
that
are
yourself?
exhausting.
Yeah. Have you ever like had those like people where like in your streams they have that act of entitlement to them, where
Yeah, I've
yeah.
actually made a TikTok about it. People
Ooh.
come in, they break the rules, and they go, "Well, you can't ban me because I've subbed or I've given you a donation or I gave you
Oh
bits," or
yeah.
something like that. Yes, I fucking can. Do you know how much my mods enjoy banning someone?
Yeah.
Because it's
I love
exciting
it.
for them. They don't not much stuff happens in my streams, like, not much bad stuff happens in my streams. The worst I got actually, the funniest I got, someone got so mad at me in a COD game. They found my stream and changed their Twitch name to StrawberryCanary Hater. They went that far.
That is
You can only
petty.
change your Twitch name once every 90 days. So for 3 months, I think we're like a month past this, but for 3 months, they have to stick with that name, knowing I caused that much of an impression that they hated me. You know what I got mad at them about?
What?
I got mad at them. They were on my team, but I got mad at them because the girl said something and they were immediately a dick to her. And I was like, hey, they're not being too bad. Like it's minor stuff. It's not because she's a girl or anything like that. And they go, shut up, girl, let the men talk. And I go, you fucking shut up. When there is a goddamn man in here, we might let him talk. You have no fucking right. And they're like, why are you so pressed? Who hurt you? I'm like, no one fucking hurt me. I don't need to fucking hear little bitch boys go talk about this shit because a girl's playing a game and you're gonna put her down based on her gender. We already get enough of that
Yeah.
outside of COD. We get enough of
You
that.
get that
Have
from
you
your own
seen what's
family
going on in the
from what I
States right now?
yeah, like sometimes you get that from your own family where they're like you said, like you asked jewelry, this, that, and the other, and it's like, no, I just want a console.
Well,
Um,
yeah, for my family, it's not
yeah.
a very feminine thing to enjoy, but who fucking cares? In
You
all
are
fairness,
you. Who
I grew
cares?
up a dancer. I was the little girl that played dress up with pretty princess dresses and those little plastic shoes that made way too much fucking noise on the floor. Like, I was a princess growing up, and every Halloween, I went dressed up as a princess till probably about grade 4. So, like, it was for them a big change to see me want to get into gaming and stuff like that. And I fell in love with it. I really did fall in love with gaming, and it's been a really good escape for me, and it's honestly made me a lot happier. It's yeah, you need moderation is key. Like, I
Yeah.
can't sit here and play
Balance
COD
now.
10 days
Yeah.
straight anymore. But like it made me a much happier and kinder person. Like,
Yeah. And honestly,
people are
it makes me happy to know that it made you happy. And it continues to. Like,
like,
yeah.
to be dead honest, The Last of Us, I did not plan this, by the way, but this game right here probably saved my life.
One or two.
I was really lonely in high school, and I played this game, and The Last of Us, this is the remastered on PS4.
Yeah.
This
So
is
the
the, like,
first one
the
remastered.
original. Yeah,
Okay. I
it's okay,
will
it's going through its 3rd remaster
I
now, and then
will
it's gonna be on PC.
I will agree because it's the first one that you're talking about, not the second one. I'm still not a
But
fan
it
of the second one, but I think the
I
first one's
still love the
lovely.
second one. I
I mean,
still love
you're
the second
welcome to
one.
love it. There are things to like about it. I just like from a storytelling telling and character perspective. I just feel like they flopped a lot with like the wish-washy writing and the fact that a lot of it is just a shoehorn. Like, don't get me wrong, Red Dead Redemption 2 is a bit of a shoehorn as well, but it doesn't feel like one when you're playing. And that's the point.
I never felt that way playing part 2. I didn't
Really didn't really
I
feel it didn't
don't enjoy Abby,
so
and I still don't, but I respect her because in her case, I probably would have done the same.
so from what like so you really didn't like when The Last of Us 2 came out and you saw everything, you were like you have played all of it, right?
Yeah, I've beaten it
Okay.
multiple times.
So, like, I'm pretty sure I'm surprised you when you're like, oh, so Abby is this person who just so happens to be a firefly and just so happens to have a dad who just so happens to be a doctor who does look nothing like the first game's doctor.
Oh, the
Like,
first game's doctor was black.
yeah, they looked nothing like the second game's doctor, did they? And that's my point. Like, like when you see like you see that they did not plan in advance when they made.
In all fairness, I don't think they ever expected it to blow up the way it did.
Yeah, I feel like it would have been better if the way that I saw it, like this is a new way that I've perceived it. Imagine if Last of Us 2 was actually Last of Us 3, and Last of Us 2 was a bridge between Last of Us 1 and what is now called Last of Us 3. That would be much better than to just rush it and say, oh, Abby is just like this character with this shoehorned character into a shoehorn. Like, if I see a shoehorn, I can't help but think, yeah, that's shoehorned. If I'm taken out of the experience, I just can't enjoy it. And that's why when I say Red Dead Redemption 2 is my favorite game of all time, it's because absolutely none of it felt like a shoehorn. They spent so long. It felt like I think they already had like a bit of the script written, to be fair, but not all of it. And I don't think I don't even know if they had it planned until after Red Dead 1 came out.
They definitely, I don't think, ever planned for Last of Us 2 after completing Last of Us 1. Like,
Yeah,
that game took 7 years to come out after the original release. I think it was released in 2013, and that game took, like, years to
yeah,
come out. Like, and honest to God, best game I've ever played is The Last of Us Part 1. I don't think any game will ever top The Last of Us Part 1
yeah.
in my heart. That game will always hold a part of me in it.
Yeah, I do agree that Last of Us 1 is a masterpiece, without a doubt.
Oh, absolutely, but it's also hard to live up to the same expectations from the first, and the expectations from the community. The Last of Us 1 ended at a good part, and they had 2 choices. Go on and make it another heart-wrenching story like they did with part 2, or try to continue it, in which case players would have gotten bored. They'd have been like, "There's nothing new. What's
Yeah.
happening?" Like, we all knew. If I'm spoiling this, I'm sorry.
I
It's your
mean, we
fault. It's
talk
been
about
out
it
for
a
over a year
lot.
now.
We talk about how much we hate Mel as a character, how much we think that, like, you know, a lot of it was not really well thought out when they were writing it.
I think it was well thought out.
It's well thought out
I
when you
do
realize, like,
have like
from
there's no way they could have lived up to the first one, but it was either you continue on with the Ellie and Joel story and send them on another adventure and it's going to flop that way, or you take a risk. And they took a risk, and I think it still did
I don't mind them
really
taking the
good.
risk.
It brought back the same magic and feelings I felt in the first. It did exactly what the first did. It made me cry.
Yeah.
I sobbed so bad actually when it first came out, and I bought the collector's edition. I got it on release day. I went home. I started playing it immediately, and when it got to that point, I put it down and did not pick it up for a
Yeah.
long time because
Until
it
you start
killed me.
streaming it.
Till I started streaming it, and I was like, it killed me. I ugly cried over that game because Daddy Joel is Daddy Joel, and I
Yeah.
really didn't want to see him die, but I knew by the trailers he was
Yeah.
dying. I
Honestly,
knew. I
yeah.
just hoped it would have happened further into the game.
I don't mind the fact that they took a risk. I do mind the fact that the way they've done it. They say that it's sometimes about the journey and not the destination. And I feel like when it
Yeah.
came to the journey, they fell at the first hurdle, basically. Like you see it all the time how when people complain about it, they complain more about the fact that Joel and Tommy, these two people who have had this instinct for 20 years, might we add, suddenly go soft and give away their identities and get themselves in the middle of a room surrounded by people that they don't even know. Like, that is not what Joel would have done in Last of Us 1. And you can't say it's because of him softening up to Ellie, because he would still have that survival instinct around people he doesn't know. Uh, but yeah.
Yeah, like right in the first one, in the very first game, when you see the people on the street being chased by the hunters, like the cannibals. Or no, they were just the hunters, but I think they were still cannibals, but hunters, anyways, is what they were called. When you see them being chased by the hunters, and he's like, no, Ellie, get down. I also don't know if that comes from a spot of him needing to protect Ellie, a 14-year-old girl,
Yeah.
or if that more comes from his own survival instincts. Like, yes, he would have in the first one, I can see him letting them die, but either way, they were about to be caught up in that as well, and I think they
Yeah.
almost already were caught up in that when they came across her.
Yeah.
Like, I think like, because we don't see really what happens when Joel goes missing till we see him in Abby's cutscene.
Yeah, it's
So,
true.
for all we know, they were already caught up in a huge swarm of clickers and runners and all these infected chasing them, and in that instinct, extra hands,
Yeah, like when it's the extra hand, but it's
that's
when
another person to trip to get away.
yeah,
Like, I would have done it. In my shoes, I would have done the same. If I had that second to save someone, I would have, because then
yeah, like
Joel
saving
and
them
Tommy
is
might have
not like
not made it out of there without her.
yeah, saving them is not the problem that I have. Like it's the problem of like the moment they are safe, they immediately
They
keep
let down their guard.
yeah,
Yeah.
like and normally, especially considering they just escaped a horde, you wouldn't even let down your guard for another 10 minutes, would you? Like, even if it's not because of the other people in the room, it could be just because of the fact that they're infected outside. And I just I like it. It just seems to me that they really did like make quite the sacrifice for a big moment. Like I prefer like things like when you talk about Game of Thrones Red Wedding, the most infamous
Mhm.
moment in TV history. You also know that it's completely character driven. Like the character, everything makes sense. It makes sense why the betrayal would happen, why those certain characters would die, and why those mistakes were made. And it makes sense that all of this would happen, and you would not ever like you would still be crying because of your favorite characters dying, but
Oh,
also,
absolutely.
but also, you can't see it happening any other way. Whereas with Last of Us 2, I can absolutely see Joel and Tommy not being, buffoons and giving away their identity and letting down their guards the moment they enter a room full of strangers. Like,
At the same time, though, you gotta remember when Joel met Ellie, they were in a quarantine zone where they had to fight for
yeah,
everything. Whereas I can still see them almost letting down their guard in being in such a safe community. And I can see them starting to have a little bit more faith in humanity, almost. Seeing an entire community work together to keep each other safe, to help each other when they're sick, to grow the food, to cook the food, to people gone watches, to people doing this, that, and 500 million other things. I can understand why there would be that instinct of almost being a foolish trust.
yeah.
He
I feel
hasn't
like
had to worry about that for I think Ellie was 21 in the next book. In the next game,
in the next
21 or
book,
22? In the next book. Sorry, I've been reading
16, I
a
think, wait,
lot.
16, 17, 18, when, wait, so she was like 13 or 14, like in the first Last of Us, right? And I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
she's
like it,
13.
it says like she is like 16, 17, or 18 in the second game. And then you get the flash forward, and then that's when she's in her 20s, I think.
She's 19. She is
19.
19. So
She was my age
that's
when the game
still
came
like
out.
6 years of having that
Yeah.
comfort
Yeah,
almost.
I will like I do understand it from like that perspective, but also I feel like they did not do a good job in showing that. Like we did not see, like in The Walking Dead season 4, there's this like at the start of the season, you see that Rick is nothing like the way he is in season 3 because it's been a flash forward, and they address it. Like they say that you see Rick, he's got headphones in, listening to music, doing farming while there are zombies at the fence. Like he's normalized the
Yeah.
idea of zombies, but he's also not. He's not got his gun out. Like he's not picking up his gun. Um,
Yeah.
and I feel like if they had something a bit closer to that before the prologue, or like during before that event in the prologue for Joel, like I feel like that would have been a bit more, and it would make us a bit more understanding if he, like if that was part of like his character, in which where he is like letting down his guards, and
You do see that though in the flashbacks, like when
yeah,
he
but
takes Ellie to
that's
the
the thing. You see
museum.
it in the flashbacks, but I feel like when it comes to seeing all that stuff, I feel like some of that stuff should have happened before the event, because at that point it's like you're trying to explain it after the event. You'd be like, it's like they're trying to justify it after he gets killed
Yeah.
and makes that stupid decision.
He does make a very, very stupid choice, but I can see it still.
Yeah, like I understand if you can see it. It's more of a like my criticism is in like how they
The
wrote
writing
it. Yeah,
itself. Yeah.
like I don't mind it happening. I do mind the fact that the way that they have gone about it, and to have multiple flashbacks as well. Like I feel like flashbacks should be used sparingly in storytelling, and should not be used to add character to someone who is already dead.
I don't
Essentially,
think it was also necessarily just to add character to Joel being dead, but we
yeah,
had a lot of gaps to fill in. Like,
yeah,
I think there would have been more frustration if we never got those flashbacks because this entire franchise was built off of Ellie and Joel and their adventure and how a job turned into love for a child and basically turning into a father figure. And how we see that even though through the first game they have all these differences and hills to overcome, and then in the second game, we get to see him die. And that was so hard, especially
yeah.
after Ellie's last words to him were
Yeah,
heartbreaking. And like
that's another thing. It's like,
we get those flashbacks to still bring back the joy of the first game almost, to bring
yeah,
back those fond memories, and I really liked the flashbacks. I would have been sad without them. Abby's flashbacks, I don't give a flying fuck. Ellie's were important to the story in my mind.
yeah. Like I do like think about it, and I'm thinking like Red Dead 2 is a prequel, so it's a sequel. So things that happen in the first game we know already happened, but they are to be foreshadowed in the second game. And I feel like with the way that they've done it though, is they still made Red Dead Redemption 2 a good game without that. Like without the need of flashbacks. It's like the way that I see it with the Red Dead series in particular is that you play the first game, then you play the second game, and then you play the first game again after knowing everything that's happened in the second game. And personally, like I feel like if there was a way that they could do it, they could have done that with Last of Us 2, where they had more of an element, like they had more elements from the first game actually be sewn into the second game, so that when you play the first game again, you're just like, oh, that makes sense. Other than like that one big event where,
Okay, so give me an example of one.
so I mean, for example, there's that chapter where like they go see I've forgotten his name, but it's the person that Ellie Fat
Tommy?
no the person that Ellie Fat James. Uh,
Tommy.
no, that
No, not
not
Tommy.
Tommy.
Not
The
Tommy,
one who has all the magazines with
Bill, Bill, Bill,
Bill. There we go.
Bill.
I feel like if they had more of it, like I feel like if Bill, came back in the second game, or was given like, I feel like if he was like given like giving like, let's say he was given the location of Joel to Abby, maybe not freely, maybe not this and like maybe not in any like way that he would want to, or maybe he's like being a mercenary. Like I feel like when it comes to all the things that they left behind from the first game, for example, Bill. Like
But now but that wouldn't have worked with the way the game was laid out.
yeah, like that's the thing. I think that's the problem with the way that the game was
Cuz
laid out. That is like
Because the way
my
the
issue.
game was laid out is you play Abby and Ellie for a bit in the first. You get familiar with the characters.
Yeah.
You kind of see both sides of it. And then right when there's nothing before really for Abby other than like her own personal experiences.
I think
So of
that's
like
also the
what
problem.
is causing this emotional turmoil for her, such as everything that happened with her dad, how her
Yeah.
dad died and Joel was the one who killed her
Yeah.
dead. Yeah,
I don't like the
Ellie
fact.
is doing exactly what Abby did to Joel.
Yeah.
What did Joel killed Abby's dad. Abby kills Joel.
Yeah, I
Well,
get.
now Abby killed Ellie's dad, so now Ellie's going after Abby. Like it made it make sense of why this was all happening and why in
Yeah.
the end like they were like we need to give up on this revenge.
Yeah. I get that, but also like I would like it's another thing. Like you said, we don't know anything about Abby other than the backstory that we were given. So we've barely like I feel like when it came to her character and her personality, her traits, we didn't get much to go off of. And the way that I had this told me before when I had this discussion is that she seems a bit numb after killing Joel, and that's like the point. But I'm on board with that. But I'm just thinking to myself, but I feel like that would have been more worth it if we knew, like, if we had more of the character traits before that event, and that people would get, be more uh positively responsive to Abby. And another way that I've heard like people say that this like a better perspective for Abby would be if instead of playing as Abby, we played as Lev, and we see from a third person perspective the good side, just like how we saw from the third person perspective the bad side of Abby. And I feel like, especially considering, I think Lev, out of all the NPCs, is the most interesting and probably the most fun because Lev does have like a really good character, like in terms of personality. He also, well, he, Lev is he, yeah,
Yes, Lev
yeah,
is he.
okay. I almost mispronounced there. Um,
Lev was originally Lily,
yeah, originally Lily,
and
and then
Lev
became
got
Lev.
mad
Yeah,
and became Lev when Lev was promised to marry someone in the
yeah.
Seraphites.
Uh,
Can I grab like a blanket real quick? My legs are
go ahead,
just chilly.
go ahead.
I'll be like 3 seconds. I'm
Okay,
super quick and I'm in my room and I have
1,
a pile of
2,
blankies.
3. It was
Sorry,
about
freezing
6
cold basement.
seconds. Evil. Um,
Oh, I told you I'd be fast.
yeah, but you said 3 seconds. It was 6.
Well, get fucked. I lied to you.
But yeah, like I feel like his personality, and his backstory were all like very interesting, and also he was something that Abby's side needed someone to root for. And the fact that we didn't see Lev until like we see Abby's jackass friends, and when I say jackass friends, I do mean jackass friends. Like Mel is Mel. Like Mel, I said this before, but I think Mel as a character is only there to make all the other characters worse. Like she makes Owen worse because he cheats on her. She makes Abby worse because she goes through with the cheating, and she makes Ellie worse because she kills Mel, who just so happens to be
She would
pregnant.
have not killed Mel
Yeah,
if Mel didn't attack first. That's on
yeah,
fucking Mel.
that's the thing.
She wanted Abby's location. They
Yeah,
could have lied. No, they couldn't have gotten away with it, but still.
yeah,
They could have literally have been willingly sending Abby or Ellie into the same death trap that Abby was currently going
yeah,
into. And Ellie has none of the knowledge that Abby had with Lev at her side. In all fairness, I would have totally ratted out Abby and been like,
yeah,
yeah, you're gonna be fucked the second you step foot onto that island. Also, good luck getting there.
yeah,
Like, yes, they needed to die. The only people I'm really sad about that died in that is Joel, Jesse, and Bear. Bear the dog.
oh yeah.
I was sad about the dogs dying.
Oh, that's
What
another
was the
thing.
other dog's name? What was the dog that was with Mel and Owen that Abby
So
killed? Alice.
yeah, Alice. There we go. Yeah,
Alice. I wasn't as sad about Alice. Bear was a good dog though.
yeah.
Bear was a good boy.
And
That's when we
also,
gotta play with the ball with.
yeah, exactly. I think that's why you're more on board with Bear than Alice because you don't get to play with Alice. Like you don't
No,
get to
Alice is just a
don't
dog.
let give a lovely rubs on the ear.
No, Bear was
Like you did with both.
best boy.
Yeah, I still would have preferred it if they had cats. That's how they
No,
would have got
I
me on
like dogs
board.
more. I
Um,
don't cats don't like me. I don't know why, but
um,
cats don't like
I
me.
think it like honestly when it comes to cats, it is certainly a thing where like they are what they are, and like if they find you to be either scary or hostile in some way, they will uh hunch up and maybe hiss. Um, but yeah, like for the most part, like if I feel like if you met I'll say Amber. If you met Amber, she would probably be like scared of you, but she wouldn't attack you. I would say, like she would, like Amber would certainly like if you pick her up and you have her held for too long, she will start,
Mhm.
flailing her claws, to the point where you might get a few scratches, but she won't like outright hurt you. And if
Oh,
you're,
cats just don't like me in general. I
I,
don't know why.
yeah, I don't see why. How do you approach a cat?
I let the cat come to me for the most part, unless I know the cat already.
Ah, so I'm
I
guessing
give them like
you're.
their little scooches right behind the ear, like up to the face, right
Yeah.
where they put their scent on you.
Yeah, I tend to do it under the jaw, like there, and they
Yeah,
like
like
that. Yeah,
the almost right here,
yeah,
but like on a cat.
yeah. I think it's just because like um I've been around cats basically my whole life since I was like 7. Um, and since then I've never not had a cat. Like we had Lorna, then we had
Mhm.
4 kittens from Lorna, 2 of which left and had their own home, 2 of which were Jaden and Maury, who were uh mixed. So Jaden was very territorial and would occasionally scratch you because he was a sassy boy, and
Yeah.
Murray was the most gentle, kind-hearted thing like that I ever saw to that point. And then years later, we had Amber come in, and then Amber had a litter of kittens. The only survivor, sadly, was Tiger, who is my cat. Um, but and Tiger is a very like she doesn't care. Like she is so like chill, but combined with chaotic as well. So you can tell that she's my cat.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Sounds about right. If I
yeah,
had to put you as a cat, that's the cat I put you as.
yeah. Tabby cats, as well, because like I love tabby cats. So having Tiger the tabby, there she is in the chat. I just fucking adore her. Like she doesn't come into my room as much as she used to, but that's because she's busy sleeping and waking me up at about 4 in the morning because she wants to go outside. Um, you know, the casual things of being a cat owner. You don't get. I mean, you might get those things when you're a dog owner, but yeah,
I get a dog that hides in my room when he's either done something bad or there's thunder.
yeah. And then you get Tiger, who will legit like sleep on a pile of clothes, like that have been like folded up usually.
I apologize, I'm a little sleepy.
I thought you sneezed then, or you were calling your dog.
No, I just
Yeah.
had a yawn.
Oh, don't worry. It's funny how we went on this half an hour long tangent. um, but you know
How
what?
did the I don't even remember how this started.
I think we were talking about video games in general. Like you talked about Sims, and I just went, ugh, and then we somehow went from Change to
It
Change
just
to
bled
Last of
into
Us.
The
Yeah,
Last of Us, which honestly we both love the game.
yeah. I love the first game. I will say that.
I still love the second. I would play the second. I have. I've played it
Yeah,
multiple times, but I do love the second. The
yeah.
second brought me joy.
And
It
a lot of
it
other
may not have
emotions.
been everything. I'm actually really excited for the TV series, which funny enough is actually being filmed in my city.
Ah, wait,
So,
really?
yep,
Ah.
you can totally Google where it's been filmed and figure out which of the few cities on there I am.
Well,
Uh,
I mean, my narrow it down has been half because only half of Canada speaks English. The other half speaks French.
no,
So
that's not true. It's
wait,
just one
really?
country or one province in Canada.
Oh, really?
Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah, it's mainly like Quebec.
I thought.
Most of Canada
Ah,
speaks English. Quebec is where a lot of French comes from, but like it branches out throughout, I'd say, like, the East Coast a bit.
Ah,
Like, I have family in New Brunswick, and they predominantly speak French, but it's in, like, a little town where everyone speaks French. Like,
that's fair.
the entire an entire road is just my family's road, and there's, like, all their houses, and they're all, like, really far spaced apart. Like, they each own their own land and everything, and then there's a convenience store which my aunt runs. Like,
How convenient.
very convenient, actually. It got us out of the house.
Uh,
I'm not very close with that side of my family.
yeah.
I hardly
Honestly,
know him.
I don't think I'm close with my family that isn't in this house anymore because like when you're like of our generation in particular, you have like those elderly grandparents who expect you to work the 9 to 5, get a good job, start a business or something like that. Um,
Yeah.
and then you get like your like maybe your aunts and uncles who you just don't talk to because they're in a different part of the country. So likewise with the cousins as well, and so that will just leave you to your parents and your siblings really,
Mhm.
and also you have
I
fantastic hair.
I know, I saw that and got really excited. I got I'm very close with my grandmother who lives in the city. She is like my best friend. I love her, and when she inevitably passes, that is going to kill me. Like, she is
Yeah,
very I'm very, very close to her. She is an amazing woman. She's taught me so, so, so much in my life. My actual grandfather died when I was young. No feelings about it. I'm like, "Meh."
yeah, because like you was too
My
young to understand the difference of life and death during those times. Yeah.
Not even that. I met him one time
Oh, right. Yeah, I mean that's fair.
as, like,
Yeah.
he was not a good man.
Good
But
lord.
then, like, my grandma remarried, and my grandpa, I'm not all that close to him. I'm much closer with my grandma. But all that stuff happened, and I it was more my farther away grandparents that I'm not close with.
Yeah.
My mom's, she's a bubble.
Okay. Yeah, don't worry. But yeah, I do get that. Like, when like my granddad died, I was torn apart because it was when I was older. Like, oh, it was in 2018, so I was 17 years old at the time.
It was pretty recently. I didn't know
Yeah.
I was older than you.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that we've established this that I am a 2001 boy. So
Oh, yeah, we
yeah,
totally did.
I am. I mean, I'm 21 years old. I feel old.
22, ooh woo.
22 will. Um, yeah, like when he died, like I was breaking out at the time, like especially considering it happened like 2018, which was a terrible year in itself for me. And so to hear that news, and like when it came to that, it was like, yeah, in a similar way, with your grandmother. He was my childhood. Like he really did like help me. Because I think I mentioned this not too long ago on my stream. When my mum couldn't drive and when my dad was at work, he would be the one to take me to school.
Mhm.
And he did that without question. All he had to do is just say, "Hey, can you come today and pick us up?" And he'll say yes. But obviously, as time went on, uh, I became more distant from him because my mum learned to drive, and I was getting older, and exams were a thing. But I still like had him like as a part of me. Uh, and then when he passed away, it did break me a bit. And I know for a fact that my little sister did not really understand the like life and death and stuff like that. So
What
she,
was really happening.
yeah, like so she wasn't really like she wasn't at the funeral because of that. Like, she was at school, uh, and so like when I was like that was probably the first time in a while that I was vulnerable around my family, and it's not because
Mhm.
of any like reason of why I'm like any bad reason why I'm not vulnerable around them. It's just that that's like it's just I just became a bit more like tougher skinned and vulnerability, especially with the stereotypes that men are given in the world. is a bad thing to them. But you know what? Fuck those
It's
stereotypes.
horrible.
Yeah,
It's genuinely horrible.
yeah.
Like, okay, seriously, men are given so many struggles, and I'm not saying that women are not. As a female, I can tell you we fucking are given a lot of stereotypes, and men do in some instances
yeah,
have it easier. But men don't have that opportunity to be as emotional as we are. I'm someone where if you yell at me, I will start crying. I don't like being yelled at. And I'm not crying because I'm sad. I'm crying because you're yelling at me.
yeah. Because
I
it,
don't like being
yeah,
yelled at. It does not sit well with me. It makes me feel like I've done something wrong, and I cry when I do something wrong. I also get into screaming matches with like my parents because we all do at some point in our life get into an argument about them. Most of them actually about streaming in itself. But I've gotten into a screaming match with my parents about it, and they've not understood why I cry. I cry because when I'm angry, I cry. If I'm sad,
yeah,
I cry. If I'm happy, I'll cry. Girls cry for a lot of different reasons, and the fact that men don't have that ability to be so as emotionally open as females do is bullshit. It makes
yeah.
me mad.
It does make me mad as well, especially considering especially when I go around the media, I go around multiple communities, and then you have those people who are just like, "Why are men like this?" I'm just like, I'm not like that. And there are a lot of people
It
that I
gets to a
know
point where you're
who aren't like that.
generalized.
Yeah, and there are a lot of people that I know who aren't like that. A lot of men that I know who aren't like that. Why are you saying why are men like this when you know for a fact that it's a select few? And I have proof that it's not the majority because I know the majority, and that majority is either, you know, just, respectful, or they just don't care enough to make such a comment or like do such a thing. Like, that is so horrendous
Mhm.
that that one person would do. And it's the same reason why I hate it when people say that, like, if you're a woman on Twitch, you'll have it easier. And I know so many women on Twitch, and I know how hard that they have it. Like, for those who don't know, like, it's not about, like, because, they have certain aspects that a man does not have. It's because they are just good people to talk to, you know?
My boobs don't make me different from a male streamer. I rarely have people come into my streams because I have tits. It
Yeah.
may originally open the door in some instances, and that's only on the instance of growing on Twitch, which Twitch is a platform you cannot rely to grow on.
Yeah.
So it really doesn't give me that a bigger advantage than a man. But I always see those men saying stuff like that. And I've gone in and looked at some people's streams, and it is dead silent.
Yeah.
Just
Um,
because nobody's talking doesn't mean you can't talk. I have gone on to tangents on my stream for 45 fucking minutes about some bullshit I dealt with at work or something dumb.
exactly.
It's called,
And
you gotta fill that space. If
yeah,
I come into your stream and you're sitting there like, I'm not gonna fucking stick around. Like, I'm gonna immediately be bored. I wanna come
yeah,
into stream on someone like laughing or talking or telling a joke or telling a story and be like, oh, this is interesting. I'm not coming for you as a person originally. I'm coming to get
exactly.
to know you as a person, to get to know what your content is. Because, like, if I come into your stream and you're bad mouthing women, I'm going to immediately leave. If I
Yeah.
come into your stream and you're telling me a tangent story about how, oh, I broke what I was fiddling with. Sorry, I fidget when I'm nervous and I'm a little nervous.
Don't
But if I
worry.
come into your stream and you're like having debates with your chat or you're going on tangents about The Last of Us for 30 fucking minutes, I'm going to be entertained and I'm going to want to join on in.
If you want to hear more of
But
my
it
rants, just let me know. I will make a YouTube video out of it.
yes, a full rant. I would love to see it. I
I
would
will
love
require
to see
you.
it.
I will require you to provide gameplay because I do not have a PlayStation. So yeah, that's
I can
why
provide
when
gameplay. You can have gameplay of me screaming my head off and almost crying because I'm being chased by a clicker.
yeah, that's why
You
when
have
we were
gameplay of me.
having that debate, I was focusing entirely on story because I can't say anything in terms of gameplay. But
I think
yeah,
it's also different if you play the game.
yeah, like
I think if you play the game, you'll feel different before. Like, if you play the game before watching the gameplay, I think you'll feel different.
Yeah.
because I have different feelings to like a lot of people. Originally, I hated Abby in the first playthrough. The second or
Yeah.
third, I could stand her. The fourth, I was like, okay, I understand a bit more.
Yeah. Speaking of like games that you've played, what are your thoughts on Red Dead 2?
Not a good game for me to stream.
Yeah,
Too
like
complicated.
I feel like in
Too
terms of
complicated for
yeah,
me to learn and learn and play on stream at the same time.
yeah, like
Does
I
that make
think
sense?
yeah, that is completely my opinion on it. Like if you play it by yourself, you're going to fucking love it, like I did. But like at least for your first playthrough, you can play your second and third knowing the
But
story
once you know
already.
what you're doing and
Yes,
stuff, totally easier. Way
but because
easier.
you're catching up with chat, I said this like because like the first time I recommended a game to we'll name drop Mira, why not? She's amazing, and it was Red Dead 2. She fucking roasted the game, not because it was bad, but because when it comes to a game like Red Dead 2, you can't pay attention to chat. You can't you know pay attention to your stream. You have to pay attention to the game and the controls because if you don't, you're going to fall behind and you're going to not enjoy it.
Yeah, that's kind of where I got to the point where I was like, I played the prologue, and then I got to like the final open world part, and I'm like, I have no fucking idea what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah, and the thing is with Rockstar
And
games,
that's
you
where I
have that
stopped playing it.
freedom. Yeah, you have the freedom with Rockstar games where you can go to different like missions, and once
I've
you've got
almost
that down,
decided though, I don't enjoy playing open world games on stream. I love
yeah,
open world games. I love Horizon Zero Dawn. I did not enjoy it playing it on stream like I did playing it curled up in bed. Like
yeah,
open world requires too much concentration for me, and with my brain, it doesn't work for me to stream. I will absolutely sit and play the unpacking game for 5 fucking hours
oh, I would love to
because I
play
did that.
that.
It's so good. It's on Xbox Game Pass for free.
Oh yeah, it
Don't
is.
spend the
Oh
money on
shit,
it. It's only like 5 hours long.
my Game Pass is expiring in July.
It's
um,
all I played it basically all in a day. It's and then there's nothing more to it. Once you've played it, there's nothing more.
yeah, uh, yeah, I get that. Like, I feel like in terms of stream as well, like people don't really tune into open world games as much as they do, say, Mass Effect, or with the exception of Elden Ring because it's new. But like, I feel like once Elden Ring dies down, people are going to go back to Dark Souls, or they're going to go to Demon Souls, or Dark Souls 3. They're not going to go to Elden Ring as much. They're not going to be going to Red Dead 2 or GTA 5 unless it's GTA role playing.
Well,
Um,
yeah, and GTA 5 role playing is perfect. It works really well.
yeah, and it's also a role play, and people love RPGs, even if it's
And
like a
like
mod.
it's fantastic. I think it's awesome. I'd love
Yeah,
to get into it.
I tell you
I
what,
just don't have the attention
I
span.
tell you what, I would love to get into Dungeons and Dragons. Like,
I fucking love D&D. Oh my god. Can I go on a
yes,
tangent? Can I
go
go?
on a
Am I good to
tangent,
go on?
please.
Okay, so my favorite character I have made to date, her name is Constellation. She was raised by an astral dragon in a land so unforgiving that when she tells people this little, like, 10-year-old girl that she came from there, they're like, "Aw, sweet little child making up bedtime stories," because it's unlivable. But I based her off of Wendy from Fairy Tale. Little bit of Wendy, little bit of Natsu. She's also a drug dealer. So I have a drug dealing 10-year-old, and she basically gives her party D&D weed. Well, she got the party so high that they were able to enchant a tent. The problem was they were so high, they were able to enchant the tent to set itself up, but forgot to enchant it to like take itself down. So she got 50% of the work done that would have taken them months in one night. But like it works. It works. Now we never have to set up the tent. We have to take it down, but we never have to set it up. And
That is
setting it
fair.
up is the hard part.
Yeah.
Teardown's always easier
I
because
rolled a
you're just
natural
like, and
3.
rip. You rolled a 3.
I rolled a
Where's my?
3.
I actually
Um,
keep. This is my D20s. This is my D20 collection. My
I've
dice bag
only
is so
got 2.
full.
I've only got 2. Oh my,
These are
look.
all of my sets. You also can't see. I have a mini set
Oh yeah.
because who doesn't? This is my metal set. What's really nice about this set is it's metal and it's gold, and then the
Yeah.
natural 20s on the white. But if you flip it, it's black on the other side. So it's a
Oh,
50-50 split. And I actually used this die when I did a character that's a 17 with multiple personalities. So if I couldn't decide what, or well, she had two, but if I couldn't decide which personality she had at the
You go
moment,
odds and
or if
evens on a
that would trigger
D20.
it, I would roll it, and whatever side it came to, whatever side it popped up on would be the
Yeah.
personality I'd go with. So it worked really, really well for me. And
I've
I bought the dice and I basically built a character off the dice, but each set of mine has a character that goes with it, and it makes it
Oh,
special.
I love it. I have this
These ones are
character that
right
I've
here.
recently made called Tommy King. He's based off of like this one GTA Online character that we created that I was going to make into a fucking abomination, but ended up being quite a handsome chap. So
Oh, of course.
yeah, we named him Tommy King with a giant nose and giant chin, but very thin cheekbones. Um, he has a cowboy hat and he's basically a musician. So I made him a bard in the class.
Mhm.
I was going to like do a D&D like session with like a group of people using Tommy fucking King. Um, Unfortunately, because of time zones, like the first one that they're going to be doing starts at like either 10 p.m. or midnight. I can't remember which time they said, but either way, it was way too late for me. So I decided, I can't do this one. Hopefully next time. So yeah, like I'm still like after over a year of me having these D20s and well all these D&D dies, I
Mhm.
am yet to find a session that I can do D&D with after so long. So
It
yeah,
honestly, I've never gotten very far.
yeah, that's fair.
And it's just because things happen and it's hard.
It's very hard to
Um
find a DM as well.
yeah, and the DM, it takes a lot to DM.
Yeah, exactly. Uh, but yeah,
It does take a like literal ton to DM because you have to plan out all of this stuff and it
and
takes
you have to be
so
wise
much
to
time from you.
the idea that some people may not be able to make it. So you have to also plan around that as backup.
Oh, how are we gonna make this work for because this person can't make it? Oh, well,
Yeah,
look, joke's on you. You're not gonna be able to.
yeah, exactly. Like you have to make sure that you have a lot of shit done, so that you can actually like make sure the campaign works well, without it being like dependent on like one of the members. And honestly, I give the hugest, like the biggest props to Johnny Chiodini, who hosts the Ox Ventures on YouTube.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, like on Outside Xbox and Outside Extra, like they've been doing D&D since like for those channels in particular since like 2018, 2017. Um,
Mhm.
and they are still doing it. Like, and they like during a time in the pandemic, they were doing one every 2 weeks, like a full ass campaign once every 2 weeks. On YouTube Live, you can see it all. Like, just if you were to type in Ox Ventures on YouTube, you'd find some lovely like funny times. And the best thing is um, with like if there are like times where like a character or well one of the members have to not be in the campaigns, they will make something that will you know make sense of why they are not there. Like sometimes it's the character's been kidnapped and you have to rescue him, or it's I need to
But you
go.
have to find something to fill that.
Yeah, and like they do a really good uh way. Like they do a really good one. Well, good. Yeah, the my favorite one that they've done is in Bone Two Pick, which is the number two. Just not to be confused with Bone to Pick without the number two in it. Um, they have a cliffhanger where one of the characters gets kidnapped by a bunch of clones of themselves, led by an evil sorceress. And the next campaign, they have a campaign where they have to rescue his unconscious body. And then the campaign after that, they do something else and explain it as the person who was kidnapped is just recovering, and then they are back by the time the next campaign happens. So
The
yeah,
next, like, session.
yeah, exactly. So like they really did well. Like with how they organize their campaigns uh, for real life stuff as well as in character stuff. And I feel like that's what
Mhm.
makes a good DM is when they are able to do that. Uh, yeah,
But it's hard to do all of that because that
yeah.
is a lot. It's so much
I
work.
guess when it's your job to be a content creator, it's not so hard. But like, because you're at the end of the day, you're doing it like you haven't got like a job and in the background to worry about, or you haven't got to worry about, you know, something major like a an emergency meeting for work.
Yeah. "Oh, I can't join, this is going on for me,"
Yeah,
sort of idea.
exactly. And especially considering with work. And my least favorite thing about the concept of work is that they expect you to be in on your days off to go into emergency meetings or to, fill in hours that you said that you can't do. And I just like I feel like at the end of the day, we're all human beings. Streamers are still human beings. The community that we build are each human beings. Well, I can't speak for Nebby. I think Nebby is a mythical dragon. But other than that, well, for the most part, we are human beings. Um, yeah, like, and I feel
We
like that,
have lives, stuff
yeah,
happens.
and
Like,
so
trust me out of anything, I know that the most right now.
yeah, I like. I'm not going to say anything in particular that's personal to you. But not only did you save me this podcast by the fact that I asked so many people and so many people said no, or they just straight up ignored the message. And you were the only person who, at the last minute, the last person that I asked, because once again I was nervous to ask, you're the only
Why
person
would
who
you be
said yes.
nervous?
Because, like I said before, it's been months since we last spoke, and I didn't want it to give the idea of. That's the one nervousness that I have. I didn't want to give this idea of because all the streamers that I tend to ask tend to be bigger than me in terms of numbers. I don't ever want to give the impression of I'm using you for your viewers, nor do I want to give you the impression of, you know, like because we haven't spoken in a month. I don't want people to think that I am using them. Because at the end of the day, I take friendships very seriously, more than I think a lot of people do. Like, if you're my friend, I want to make sure that I help you, but I'm also like always hesitant to ask for help. It's just part of my DNA. Um, yeah, and
I didn't
yeah,
even look at it for like that for a second. I was
yeah,
like, "Oh my god, this sounds like fun.
yeah, and
Let's do it."
that really did mean a lot to me that you were not just like saying yes, you were more enthusiastic about it than I was, admittedly. Um,
I got really excited. I was like,
yeah.
"Oh, this is gonna," because it's
Like,
how many people are going to take that time to really ask you that question and, like, it's
yeah,
not so much the question of, "Hey, will you come be on my podcast?" But, like, it was more or less an honor for me to be invited.
yeah, and
Like, I was like, "Yeah, what? It's, like, 2 hours of my time. I've got the time to do it, and it's for a friend." Like, that made it important to me. I was like, "Yes, let's go."
yeah, and the fact that you said that you were honored, that was the thing that really made me get the feels. Like, I was like honored, like for my little, like it's not that big. You don't have to feel honored, but yeah, you do, and it's just like holy shit, like, and it's like yeah, and I know that I said I'm not going to get into it, so I'm going to be very brief. Oh, hello, Brit.
"Hi,
Um,
Britt."
Also shout out to Spicy Brit. She is fucking magnificent.
She's spicy.
Yeah, I can't spell spicy. And yours will, Brittle. She is fucking amazing. Um, yeah, like the fact that you also have like had like stuff going on, and you're still saying yes to this. You're still saying yes. I want to be a part of your podcast.
I wouldn't
Like,
have pulled out for anything. Heh,
yeah.
pull out. Heh,
uh,
penises.
dick joke.
I'm a child. I'm a giant child. You can tell me any
We
joke
are.
about a penis and I will laugh all the
To be fair,
same.
we are both Gen Z, and the fact that here's the thing. That's weird. I am British. I say Gen Z and not Gen Z.
No,
Isn't
no, no, I'm
yeah,
Canadian. We say Z too.
yeah. Like,
No, it's just the Americans that are like Z. Actually,
no,
when I was
British say
fuck,
Z. British say Z.
when I was in like middle school, you know how like do you say 0 or O for like numbers?
It depends. Like, if we're on about just the number 0, we just say 0. And if we're saying it in decimals, we'll say either 0 point or 0 point. But if we're on about phone numbers, we'll say O.
Yeah, okay. So what about student ID numbers?
Oh, I mean, how many digits is a ID number for students normally? And how many
8.
zeros are there normally?
Usually it's completely random.
Completely
Mine just
random.
happened to have a lot.
Honestly, I feel like it depends on how much of a rush I'm in. If I'm in a bit of a rush, I'll say O. But if I'm a bit more relaxed, I'll just say 0.
You know, I was in like a rush and I read off my student ID to her and I replaced the O's with the zeros with like O. And like for randomness sake, I'm just going to randomly random off numbers, but like 006205.
She just
Like,
gave her number, guys. Everyone phone it.
no, I definitely did not. I definitely did
Imagine if you
not. I
did,
made
though.
sure to literally pick random numbers. I was very careful of that.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I just like, and she just sat there and she was like 0, 0.
Oh,
And
that
then when I was like
attitude.
asking her for a book and I like spelled out the title for her because I couldn't pronounce it, she was like Z, not Z, and I was like it's Z,
Wait, an American said
Z.
this.
No, Canadian.
Oh,
I
Canadian.
was like
Oh, so Canadians
she's a
still say that.
librarian.
Okay.
No, we really don't.
Only she say
No, no,
Canadian?
we say. Now I'm confused on what I say. You know when? Wait a minute.
I know that
What do I normally say?
I know that British say Z.
I normally say Z.
Americans say Z, unless it's Gen Z, in which case a British will say Gen Z.
No, I say Z. Like when I say Gen Z. No, I say Gen Z. No, I say Z.
Like I said it to my friend Lucas, who is also British. He says, yeah, it's probably Gen Z, even though we pronounce it Z. So yeah, like I think the formal name is Gen Z, America. But yeah, even if we pronounce it Z, it's Gen Z. It's like the crisps and chips debate all over again.
No, it's chips here. We're like a mix. I find Canada's like a weird
Yeah,
mix.
I think what did I described Canada, like, this was years ago when I was an idiot, but like I described it as like I described Canada as the Scotland to England's America, and in that case I meant like I love the Scottish accent, but I know fuck
Do
all about it.
do I have an accent?
If it's not British, you have an accent. That's the way I go about it because of my nationality. But even then,
But if you okay, like if you had to describe my accent, how would you describe it?
adorable. I don't know. Like I don't know. Like I would like when it comes to your accent, and once again, this because of me being an idiot and a bit tone deaf. I think. I sometimes, depending on how, like, I mean, if it's a thick Canadian accent, I can tell it's Canadian. But if it's not, I'll get confused between that and American.
Whoo, fuck yeah, there, buddy. We just gonna go out for a rip and then go get some Timmies, eh? Like that?
Yeah, and I know someone who is like that. So
Yeah, we call them rig pigs.
shout out to Dana, eh? Like, she has that exact accent that you just said. And
We
fucking hell.
I like from where I'm from in Alberta, anyone who speaks like that is referred to as a rig pig because they work up on the oil rigs. And that's kind of a very common like accent for people up there. But in like in my mind, I don't I've never thought of myself until recently as having an accent, which I guess like cuz like I don't hear any different in my voice, so this it's normal for me, but I
Yeah.
guess it's hard to see unless you
When
like
when you go around it,
aren't from
it's not.
around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. At one point, because I'm from a city called Stoke.
Mhm.
That's where I was grew up. I also have a bit of a lisp, but I can't
Okay.
hear the lisp until I'm hearing it in the VOD or something. Like normally, like it feels like a hard S, not a s sound. If
It
that makes
like
sense.
it fil- you f- your brain filters it out almost.
Yeah, And the
That
same
makes
thing goes with
sense.
accents, in my opinion, because at one point, despite the fact that I am from Stoke, and I went to a Stoke school growing up, I was once told that I was posh. I'm like,
Oh, you're very
I'm
posh,
not,
are you?
I'm not fucking posh. I just pronounce words properly. And then I
Yeah, you
started,
just say them as they should.
yeah. And then at one point, I became a bit more rebellious. I think it's because like when I was in school, I was the shyest kid in the school. Like I was
Mhm.
never like shy. Like I did like I only kept like to my close friends. Like having other friends was tough. Especially when you have people who call you a demented fish. That
What?
yeah, in middle school, and that's another thing. I had middle school when I grew up, whereas everywhere else has just primary school and high school. But I also had middle school, which was weird. But yeah, in middle school, a stranger who was a student, so they were a dumb shit. They were older than me as well. Went, no
Mhm.
offense, but you look like a demented fish, and then started laughing at me. And I was
What
like,
the fuck?
so if you ever look at me or think, why am I being so cruel about the way that I look? It's because I've been like, that's the shit that I had to grow up with. It's not
Mhm.
like I call myself Captain Forehead because I have a giant fucking forehead and also no eyebrows. And that's another thing. Like the only true insult other than demented fish that really stuck with me was a bit more recently. So I think either the year before or the same year that my granddad died was when I was called Cancer Kid because of my alopecia. And to anyone who I normally do this, like I feel like I do this every podcast, but if I turn around, you can see the bald patches. And yeah, I wear a beanie when I go out every time because I don't want that comment happening every day. It's like when you're openly gay and someone calls you the F words. You can't help who you are, and no one should have the right to call you that shit, but they still do.
I there are some times where I really lose a little bit of faith in humanity, and for
Yeah,
someone to, like, I am totally guilty of judging. I'm talking physical books in this point. I'm totally guilty. I will judge a book by its cover. But I have read some books and their cover did not even relate to anything the book was about, and the book was amazing. And that's kind of how people are. People are like
yeah,
books. If I hand you down a very worn down leather book with just a title on it, it doesn't look like much, but then you open it up and it's the best book you've ever read in your life. You're never gonna get to know those people. Like if you stop at what someone looks like and if you judge them for that, you're never going to get to know someone who could be a very amazing person. For like, you can send me a photo of yourself and I will never judge you for what you look like because what you look like is not who you are. Outside
exactly,
appearances should never have a goddamn influence on who the person is. And that's
exactly.
actually a huge thing, and, like, I don't know if you know this, but it's a huge thing where men fall in love with what they see and women fall in love with like, with a personality. So a man is more likely when starting to talk to a woman to talk to her because of how she looks, whereas the girl's more likely to start talking to him because of how he makes her feel or how he is as a person, as an individual, and I think that's a huge, like,
Honestly,
changing point. Like,
yeah,
why look beyond this? Like, why not look beyond the surface? It means nothing.
yeah,
What you look like on the outside has nothing to do with who you are as a person, and it's disgusting to me.
exactly. And the thing is,
Like,
like, I couldn't disagree more because I don't think it's down to like gender. I think if anything, it's more down to sexuality. Because I
yeah.
am a demisexual, which means I do not
Mhm.
grow a sexual attraction to someone until I have an emotional bond with them.
Yep.
Um, and because of that, uh, like when I first talked to you, I was like, "Oh, hey, here's a person. Welcome to the team." Um, and yeah, and then I came to your streams. I was like, "Fucking hell!" Like when like people are a certain way that you have doubts, like you feel like something's a bit more hidden underneath. I thought that
Yeah.
initially about you because you're a very confident person. You've got big vibes, big good positive vibes in your streams, and I was just like, is this really how? really? Is this really how she is? And it turns out it is how you are.
I'm a very I appear a lot more confident than I actually am.
Yeah, I
Like,
feel like we all have a bit of a facade when it comes to our confidence in that regard.
and who we are as a streamer never really fully reflects who we are as a person.
Yeah, like you hear me. I am like a very like I speak. I'm speaking loudly. I'm speaking clearly. I am speaking with a air of confidence, but also a bit of self-awareness. If you were to talk to
Yeah.
me in real life, unless like with the exceptions of my friends, of course, um, I would just be very laid back and say nothing for the most part. Not gonna lie, I thought Canary was a dumb blonde. Uh, says the person who couldn't spell blonde correctly. When I first
Yeah!
met her,
You
and
can't
now
even spell blonde right, brawl! What? I'm not even blonde right now, so the joke's on you.
yeah, and even then, like you could be blonde, you could be strawberry, you could be whatever color hair you want, you could be whatever color makeup you wear. That has
Always
nothing.
rainbow.
Yeah, you can make yourself look like the most beautiful person on the planet, but that will not describe who you are on the inside. And
Never.
for some, it's because they are just a fucking demon, and for others, they transcend any form of beauty on the outside. And those people are the likes of Brit, Canary, you know, those people who, yeah, they look good on the outside, but on the inside
Aw.
is where I truly care. And it's the reason why I am friends with you. I am friends with Brit. I am friends with Mirror. I am friends with like CK. Like CK, like I say that he's a pretty decent looking chap. I think he's a pretty handsome chap. Um, but on the inside, he is so much more than a handsome chap. He is like a really loving person, and you can see that through his personality. Like he is who he is. Like you can like we say that as streamers, we do have a bit of a like facade with our confidence. But with CK, he is very laid back in his streams as well as in real life. So that like I feel like when it comes to that, yeah, like there are exceptions to rules of streaming where some people don't have like uh an overuse of their confidence or like an overuse of like a certain like personality trait that they have, that they are who they are, and they are very unapologetic with who they are, I guess, in that sense.
Brawl, you're right. I did mean Barry. There
Yeah.
is
God damn
I
it, Canary.
am sorry. I needed to say it or I was totally gonna forget. I am a very, 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 very energetic person to a lot of the point where I don't have a lot of IRL friends because my energy is too much. My energy on stream is the same energy I walk into work with every day. It is the same energy I present myself in my daily life. Like
Yeah.
it's who I genuinely am, and that's a lot for people.
Honestly,
That
Canary.
is a lot for people to have to deal with.
Yeah, like honestly, Canary. I feel like if we were to ever meet, because of your energy, I feel like you would legit just like dolphin dive hug me, and I would just collapse to the ground like ah. But I would also be very happy that,
Oh, I would
like
genuinely pounce.
yeah,
I would genuinely pounce.
yeah, and that was one.
Like,
Yeah, uh, like honestly, like
w
I don't mind if you have like a very confident personality and a very energetic personality. If that is who you are in real life, all the more power to you to having that energy. I wish I could be that energized and not whenever I
well, I
wake up
wake up ready to
slumbering.
hate every day.
You wake up and choose violence.
I
No,
do occasionally, but
yeah,
usually there's a reason.
yeah. But yeah, honestly, like we like have spent the past 2 hours 23 minutes, bit less than that because of the starting scene screen, just talking, and it's like I think back to like all the podcasts that I've done, and normally it's like sometimes it is I wake up and choose food. Honestly, I wish I could be the same, but sometimes I wake up and my stomach's just like no food today, sir. Um, but yeah, like I we've been talking for about 2 hours 20 minutes, and
Has it been that long already?
yeah, like it feels like it hasn't been an hour because you are like we have had genuine discussions, and you are a very fun person to be around. And if this is
Why be so negative with life, right?
yeah,
We've only
um,
got one fucking go around on this world. I'm gonna enjoy every fucking second of it by being exactly who I am and not apologizing to fucking anyone for it.
yeah,
Because if someone wants me to apologize for it, they can go fuck themselves.
yeah. And I feel like in that sense, you are probably a very like probably one of the most admirable streamers that I can think of because you are
Oh.
like I admire anyone who wears their emotions on the sleeve unapologetically and you know are still like despite having their emotions on their stream on their streams. I mean on their streams as well, but also on their sleeves. They are being unapologetic, but also they are genuine angels. Like that is where like I'm just like what like these people should not exist. They are too good for this world. Um, and that's why I started streaming. Is because when I started Twitch, I saw nothing but the beauty of people, which, for the longest time, I lost my faith in humanity, genuinely. And seeing, like, I first met Sean Hutchie, who is the person that, inspired me to start streaming. And then I met a bunch of other people, and then I came across you, and, like, all these people are coming around. They don't have to be streamers, they can be community members as well. And they have slowly but surely restored my faith in humanity. And even at the times where I'm at my lowest, I can certainly trust like those people to bring me back up and realize that just see the world once again, not be afraid to be me, especially when you're going through certain experiences that make you want to be a completely different person. And
There's there's so many reasons where people are gonna bring you down in life. There's so many bridges where people are gonna make you feel like shit. People are gonna bring you down. And I found that the streaming community and Twitch as itself has been a really, really positive place. And that sounds incredibly weird because you wouldn't think that a bunch of online people could mean more to you than people you know IRL, but they do. They
yeah.
do. And it's just deserved.
of all the accounts that you could have gave that to. Oh, thank you, Canary. Oh,
I had to. I
oh.
had to. There was no better person. I got a
And butt
nickname,
spots,
so I had
yeah,
to gift a sub, you know?
yeah. Oh, like, and it's not it's not just that, is it? Like, it's not just the financial helpings. It's the people who say I am there for you, and they are. And I put on my Twitter the other day, like it was not about anything in particular. It was just like a midnight thing, midnight thought. If you
Mhm.
say that you're there for someone, fucking be there for them. Don't say I'm there for you and say fuck all and ignore their messages. Reach out to them if you really care, or say like,
Check what's going on, check in.
yeah, exactly. Butt spots. We love butt spots. We love spicy
What's
butts.
wrong with what's wrong with Buttspot?
Uh,
I like Buttspot. Buttspot seems
yeah.
cool.
Honestly, I feel like it's because like we've all had our experiences with butt spot where they say something really dumb. Like for example, spicy butts, um, straw butty canary, butts the butty, I guess. Um, what if their DMs are off? If their DMs are off, I mean, once again, it's like sometimes it's like you reach out to them, but if you can't reach out to them, at least wait for them to reach out to you, and when they do reach out to you, answer, reply, or just say something. It doesn't have to be in DMs. It can be in their Discord server. It can be, like there is no end to a kindness. Just because there are limits to who you can say. But what bullies me? I had Nightbot bully me at one point. We'll get into that in a moment. It's just a brief story. But yeah,
Mhm.
like when it comes to reaching out to people, you say yourself, you have a description of DMs are open. And I know with you, it's genuine when you say DMs are open.
I have not seen my DMs closed in a while, and I actually recently went through a really, really hard time, and my DMs remained open throughout it. And I'm also the type of person where helping people through their problems and what's going on with them, no matter how busy I am or how crazy life is, it I find it also helps me.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, definitely. Like,
so I really enjoy it when people come to me with their problems and I can be there for them and I'm like I'm not a professional therapist or anything like that, but sometimes just saying it is enough for people. Just having a void to scream it in and someone to do nothing more than listen feels
yeah.
like it makes it all the better.
Yeah, and I feel like one of the things that you have to take into account as well when you're saying stuff like DMs are open or you're reaching out is that you can't solve every problem, can you?
You can't.
sometimes like you want like I want to solve the problems that are put in front of me, but I know I can't sometimes, and sometimes I just have to say I understand, or I've been there myself, and
I get the feeling,
yeah,
like,
and even if you haven't, you can like I can just say I can't imagine what you're going through and just saying like, no matter what, I am here, and just
just knowing that
reassuring.
someone's there.
Yeah, feeling reassured is the one thing because despite the fact that I am not the most sociable person in the world, I am a very caring person at heart, and I do reach out to people if I can. I know like the first time that Brit and I DM'd, it was to reach out to her. And I'm pretty sure I have done that to you as well before, Canary. Even before like us talking about the podcast, like I reached out to
Yeah,
you about something else, and I remember. And it's because like we as streamers, we want to set a good example to the world. We want to make the world a better place by our own way. I think yours is to make to help people if you can, and if not, just listen to them and to set an example of to be yourself. And
exactly.
my way is not too dissimilar of I call myself the outcast. And it like when you hear everyone else saying the word outcast, I feel like they say it because they think it's cool. And I say it because it's me. Like I have been cast out several times in my life. Each time has crushed me. It's not like I want to be the outcast, it's just that I am that.
And that's how
And
you feel.
yeah. And it's not to make me sound cool. It's it's me being real, and I just want realism in this world. In a world where you see people, lying through their teeth, sometimes on public television, or sometimes on stream, they will lie to you about something. And so to provide as much realism as possible, and to give good people, the good real people, the recognition they deserve. I don't know if I said it to you before stream or while we were doing it. But yeah, give good people the recognition they deserve is my mantra. And
Honestly,
yeah,
that is a pretty good mantra to live by. I could not think of a better one personally. And I understand what it's like to feel like the outcast. A lot of my childhood was really, really lonely, and it didn't take me till I had friends to hang out with and stuff like that to realize how lonely I was as a kid. No
yeah,
one talked to me. I was too hyper or weird or I didn't like normal things. No one really liked talking to me. And there came a point where I was okay with it. I
yeah,
I was fine. It was what it was. And streaming really made me realize how lonely I was growing up, and I don't want anyone to ever feel like that. I don't want anyone to
yeah,
feel like they are an outcast because people are jackasses and they
yeah.
don't deserve it.
And exactly. And I think that's the thing. I say that I call myself the outcast because it's who I am. It's not trying to sound cool. But if I can make it, like if I can make it a character, like I can make it like this thing, like this representation of an outcast and make it a positive representation so that
Mhm.
outcasts don't have to feel as lonely as, we did when we were growing up, then I feel like I've done my job for the people who need some, you know, I don't know, I've forgotten the word for it. Companionship,
Friendship,
friendship,
support.
yeah. Just someone there to not feel lonely. I feel like if I can make being an outcast cool, then it's worth it. Oh, speaking of cool people, my best friend Lucas, welcome in. Hope you're doing very well, Lucas. This is Canary. You should check her out. Um,
Ooh woo.
Ew, woo. I- Oh, whoa.
Gotta just throw in the occasional ooh woos, right?
Yeah,
Gamer girls for life.
precisely. Cool people. Cool people. Oh, I'm
I
pointing
wouldn't
the
say
wrong way.
cool.
Cool
I'm
people.
more chaotic.
Chaos. Yeah. Oh my god. I didn't see that coming. But yeah, and that's the thing. Even when I am the outcast, I had Lucas there for me. There, I'm pointing at Mario, but Lucas, I had him there since I was 3 years old. So yeah, I know what it's like to be lonely because there have been times where Lucas isn't there. But
Yeah.
yeah, like I feel like the reason why I didn't go fully into a pit of loneliness is because I had someone like Lucas there or someone like Kira there who I met through college. And now I am at that point again where I do sometimes feel a bit lonely, but I also know that I have you there, I have Mirror there, I have Brit there, and I still have Lucas there, and as long as I have someone there, I feel like I can still keep going in this world, and I still have something to provide for it. And
Yeah.
honestly, you don't know this at all. I know before we started stream, you asked me how I was, and I was like, and I asked you, you said, and then you asked me, and I was like, honestly, same. Um, Shout out to all the people who are there for Chris. Yeah, exactly. Like, Nebby, if you want to do a shout out spree, including yourself, go ahead. But yeah, where was I going with this? God damn it, wait there. What was that? Oh yeah, you don't know this, but I have been suffering a lot. Not through anything personal happening in my life lately. It's more of a recurring thing that's been happening since January, and I can't say anything. But what we think, I'm thinking it's probably trauma that I'm suffering from because I do get flashbacks and nightmares, and I've been losing motivation to stream. But
It's hard.
talking to you today has reminded me why I do keep streaming and why I should keep finding the motivation. Because even among all the ugliness in the world, no matter if it's the world of streaming or the real world, there will always be someone like you there who is, who is worth holding on to what you have for because, you know, like you say that you are you and you are you. And if that means that I can be me, then why not be me? And why not just,
Why
set a good
why be
example?
anything else but who you are? The world is gonna kick you in the dick regardless. You might as well at least be true to yourself during it.
You might as well kick it back.
I learned that. I learned after high school. I stopped talking to everyone I talked to in high school. Even the one person who was I'd say the only true friend I had in high school. And her and I are we still stay in touch, but also growing up as an adult, life changes and people become busy.
Yeah.
Like I am struggling to balance streaming with work, with my boyfriend, with my best friend. I have not went a solid 3 months without physically seeing Satan in person. And we got together a weekend ago or something, and it was like nothing. It was all as normal. And we still talk to each other every day. I called her the other day. She asked how I was doing. I told her how I was doing. And I asked how she was, and our lives are just busy, but
Yeah.
that
And
time that you get with your friends is precious. And even if it's as simple as, "Hi, I have a hair appointment near you uh on this day while you're at work. You want to time out your lunch with that so I get to see you for 30 minutes?" Yeah, that 30
yeah.
minutes is nothing out of my life, and I had the time to go see her, and that made it all the worth it because life gets busy. Life
Exactly.
gets busy so fast,
Yeah, Lucas
and it
defo can
changes.
agree and relate, and that's the thing. Like, I'm pretty sure I have the same relationship with Lucas that you do with uh, Satan. Logic is that you can go days, weeks, months not talking to them, but at the moment you're back with them, it's like nothing
It's
ever.
like nothing
Yeah,
changed.
nothing's changed, and I know this because it's like recently, like Lucas and I've been hanging out a bit more frequently recently, and it's like every time he's like, "Do you want to hang out?" I'm just like, "Hell yeah! What time? Who's coming with?" You know?
Get out of the house for a bit and see your
Yeah,
friends, I'm a gamer, I gotta touch grass occasionally.
yeah, exactly. And honestly, like like I was very tempted, like after today, to just take a break from streaming, like maybe for like a few weeks, maybe for a month, who knows? And after talking to you and after knowing, like, knowing how similar we are, like how much we do have in common, because we've been friends for quite a while, but I still
Over a year now.
over a year, yeah, and I still haven't like grasped the fact that we have this much in common, that we both have played Call of Duty Zombies, that we both like have these kinds of friends in our lives, and that you're balancing a lot by yourself right now, and honestly, it's motivating me. It's motivated me to keep going with streaming and to better myself. And I feel like that's the best kind of friendships that you can have, not just the ones that you can go back to like it's nothing changed, like nothing's changed, and not,
Absolutely.
but also like the ones who accept you for who you are, but also push you to be better or improve yourself in any way you want to be better. Like the ones who will support you regardless of which direction you take. And yeah, like we said, like we keep saying, we haven't spoken in months, but despite that, you are like still like a really good friend to me. I hope I'm just as good as a friend to you as you are to me.
You
Um,
absolutely are, you're more than I deserve.
oh, you. Also, no, wait, where am I in a reverse? Oh, there we go. There we go. I'm gonna keep this on here before, like, okay. But yeah, right.
I was Uno reversed.
I
I don't have an Uno reverse card. I
have
I hold
8.
you up a box of sweet tarts.
Oh, that's really nice.
I'm
Uh,
giving myself a treat.
yeah. Uh, redeem treats for Canary, guys. Redeem treats for Canary.
It is
Um,
one of my channel points. Fun fact, it
yeah.
used to be called Cookie for Canary, but I couldn't keep eating that many fucking cookies.
Yeah. You also had one that was like, "What's your profanity?" I redeemed it. 12 seconds later, you cursed. And I remember that because I'm pretty
I
sure
have,
there's an anniversary stream as well.
I had one. I can't remember if this one was you or not. But I was like, "Watch your profanity, fuck yes!" And then I was like, "Oh, wait a minute."
No, I don't think that was mine, but I have seen like
It
someone
was,
else
like,
do that.
instant.
Yeah, I have seen someone else do that where like they're swearing, "Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh," and they just realize, yeah. Like it's hilarious when that happens, without a doubt. And it's like once again, it's those moments in streaming, like when you stream for a while and you stream like a lot of games and a lot of times over a month and over then 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, you start feeling a bit like numb to the concept of streaming sometimes, and then you forget, like until you reminisce, like we just did, about those funny moments that we had when we stream. And then you realize this is why I do stream. That's why I began streaming in the first place. And it's why I should
What
keep
a
streaming.
happiness.
Exactly.
It
And
brings me so much genuine joy to stream. Like,
yeah.
every every time I stream, I used to start streams some days and just be so depressed that I didn't wanna get out of bed. I just wanted to lay and, like, waste away in my bed. And then I'd be like, "No, no, I've gotta stream for those 2 people, and then those 3 people." And then it grew, and it grew so slow, but it grew to the point where I was like, "You know what? This person's gonna be sad if I don't stream today." So I pull my ass out of bed and I stream. And there are days like lately my schedule's been all over the place. Like I've taken a week off. This is the only like stream thing I am doing till Sunday out due to a family emergency.
Yeah,
And like it's I miss it. I genuinely can't wait to go back and stream again and just feel like myself, but I never feel more like my true self than when I'm hanging out with chat and playing video games and we're all laughing and people are having fun and there's never a better moment. There
exactly.
is never a better moment for me.
And hopefully, this podcast has certainly like quenched a bit of the thirst that you have for streaming.
It definitely has.
Yeah, and yeah, hopefully this has quenched everyone who came from Canaries. Hopefully, this will quench your thirst of not seeing her for a bit. And yet, it's like it's like we said before, like you had every right to just say I need to back out. I need to do and
It's hard for me to take a break. It's
yeah,
hard.
it is very tough to take a break, especially when it's something that you know that you enjoy, but also you know that if you don't take a break now, you may never take a break. And so,
I had to. I didn't have a choice. I literally had to take care of my family
yeah,
for
and
a week. There
also,
was no
yeah,
option.
yeah, and that's the thing. Like that's probably the biggest curse when it comes to streaming. When you are taking a break, it's not to take care of yourself. Usually, it's to take care of something else that is so close in your life, family members, friends, or like a legal situation, whatever it may be. Like you don't take breaks because of yourself, and that's probably the biggest curse is that your health will always come last until you put it first yourself, and you don't want to because you're reminded of these times where someone said how much their stream has made you better, and you just hope that it makes someone else's day better, and that's why you keep doing it even if it's not for your own health. And
There's nothing I could ever hope for more than to just make one person's day.
exactly.
One person's day. If I can affect one person's day every stream, then every stream matters and every stream counts.
Exactly, and I remember like a former streamer, also used to be on the team, asked the question on Twitter, "Why is it that you stream?" And the answer I gave at the time was, "If I can make one person's day just that little bit better, then I'm doing my job as a human being, not as a streamer, as a human being." And
I
that's a message I want
just
to bring.
just to make one person smile.
Yeah, yeah, when I can actually catch him, that's fair, Lucas. And honestly, like so it's working. Yeah, like, and I am very grateful that like because this is like the most me that like me talking right now, and to think that you gifted Buttspot a sub, Canary. Uh,
I am holding that with a badge of honor. That
uh
is my own sub badge of honor.
yeah, cowboy hats right there. Next, that's your cowboy hat that you gave Buttspot.
That is my cowboy hat.
Yeah. Uh, but yeah, like I feel like we're all closing in on 3 hours, so I feel like we should have like one more like big like one more conversation to have. But let's like make it
Oops.
as I think optimistic. I think because we talked about like the curses of Mary. Have I mentioned that I love you? Thank you so much. And you gift it to Eka,
Daddy
aka yeah,
Maple!
Daddy Maple. I what? I'm losing my mind. I'm back in Birmingham by order of the Peaky Blinders. uh, but yeah, like I feel like if there's a very optimistic conversation that we can have, it should be that like we could talk about like the friends that we have made uh during streaming and how like they've affected us and how they've bettered us. Like I would say like I know for like so I know for a fact that you and Aurora are close to each other. I'm
Very.
assuming that you were friends since before streaming.
Oh, yeah, long time before I started, and
Yeah.
then she was like, "Oh my gosh, that looks like lemons! Thank you!
Thank you, Lucas. I
Thank
appreciate
you
it.
so,
Oh
so,
my
so, so
god. We are
much!"
so close to a hype train. Oh, fun fact: my first hype train happened on my birthday, like this year, and like Jesus Christ, that was a time. But yeah,
Oh my gosh.
like so I'm getting who started Fritz? Thank you
We got a hop train.
and the first one that happened on a podcast as well. Jesus Christ, 2 hype trains this month. Are we okay, guys? Because I'm not. I need to get my fan right there. My number 1 fan. All right, let's continue. Oh, Canary, Lucas, guys, you guys are fucking mental. 97%.
Give
Oh my god.
Chris some love. Chris is an amazing human, an amazing content creator, and honestly, someone who definitely deserves the love.
This is
Through
meant.
all the people I have met streaming, Chris is one of the kindest, most open-hearted, most amazing person you could ever meet. And honest to God, no one deserves it more than him. Chris, you are amazing, and I do genuinely adore you. And I'm sorry we're never as close. Like, I'm sorry stuff like happened in life, and we don't get to
Don't
talk as much. But oh my God, have I
apologize.
missed this?
Don't at all apologize. Like, I fucking adore
Lemons, I
you.
raise you I raise you another 100 bits.
I
You
fuck-
raise me 100, I raise you another 100.
What do you guys want? Iron Man's not for sale.
Nothing. It's for you. It's for you.
Can I give you a hug at least in real life if we ever meet? If
Absolutely.
I am ever able to move to Canada, can you be my housemate?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Fowl and I have big plans. Raise you another 100 lemons.
Oh my, you two guys. I don't
It's
even.
literally like us just going back and fucking forth.
I am going
Like
to.
the chat on this itself is funny. It's just Canary gifted 100, lemons gifted 100, Canary 100, lemons 100, Canary 100, lemons 100, Canary 100, lemons 100, Canary 100, lemons 100, Canary 100.
You know when you play online, and everyone does have the reverse card. That's this right now. This is no you, no you, no you. Like, oh Jesus Christ! Like, how do you have
We're
so
at
many bits in
69%
advance?
off.
Nice.
How do I?
Yeah. Like I thought.
I don't. I've been purchasing them as we've been talking.
What? What?
Yeah, I'm really good at multitasking.
Holy
I also
shit.
bought a new emote and uploaded it while we were talking.
Oh my gosh. I don't even know which one of you would relent first. Like I know vaguely the extent of Lucas's wealth. I don't know anything about yours.
Oh, I'm one broke ass bitch.
Oh, okay, so Lucas might win this.
Lucas will probably win this.
I mean,
But I got 2 gifted subs on top.
Oh yeah, the 2 gifted subs. Oh. My question is, who's going to I'm guessing both of you. Oh my fucking god, guys. Level 2 complete. Okay, I'm going to have to do the math here, guys. Also, look at this.
I can tell you I have gifted 900 bits. Sorry, I can tell you I've gifted 1,000 bits and 2 subs.
Oh my god. I did not. Brit.
We got a sub! Hey!
I don't think I
Must
can.
be the money.
Physically, I cannot cry. Why are you doing this if you can't make me cry? Oh my. Oh.
Woo! Let's fucking go!
Oh my god. Oi! Aurora Mole. He got fucking. Yeah. Oh my.
Yo, wait.
God.
Can we get this man to 50 subs before this hits 3 hours? That is my question.
Oh my god.
He has 42 right now. If we get him to 50 subs before this hits fucking 3 hours, all I'm saying is that will be pretty fucking poggers, man. And I don't use that word often. It's strawberry banana flavored. All my flavors are usually strawberry.
Oh, Lucas has a pineapple flavored one. Hey Mole, congrats on your gift sub from Lucas. Shit's going down.
All I'm saying is we're like almost
Oh
there.
my
So what just
God.
happens if we like push it over the top? What do
I'm
you
going
guys
to
say?
have
Like
to make
51?
more emotes if we got to 50.
Guys, we get more emotes.
Like I only get
We get more emotes.
It's only going to be one more slot, but Jesus, Weezus, awesome Beezus.
That's a whole nother sub. Hello, Almighty. How are you, love?
I hope you're doing great, Mo. I'm going to. Oh my God! When I said optimistic, this was not what I had in mind. This is my second ever hype train.
And we're at
Ever.
level 4. We're at level 4. Guys,
While
can
we're
we
at
get it to level 5? We are 50% of the way. If
well,
I were
thank you,
not as
Mole.
broke as I was, I would give more. But come on, we can do it. We got 3 minutes on this hype train. All we need is like 7 subs. 7 subs. Come on. Lemon's going in with another 100 biddies. Lemons has definitely outdone me.
Yeah, I mean, I know Lux's job. It's not a fancy job, but he fucking saves. We'll get a hook to Mole.
All I'm saying is we are at 42 subs right now.
While we're at it, I'm close to 500 followers as well. I'm at like 480.
All I'm fucking saying. Biddy titties.
Oh, I need to hook Brits. I can't forget Brits. Even though I can't
All
catch her
I'm
streams,
saying.
I fucking adore Brit so much. I adore
All I'm
all of
saying.
you. Holy shit. All I'm saying.
Come on, 54%.
How's the podcast been? It's honestly, I've had so much fun, Mole. I've had so much fun, and it's not like like the most fun. Can we get a new wheel?
Nebby, I will tell you guys what. If we get to 50 subs, I will give you 3 uwus and an ada. And I have a better ada than an uwu.
Oh yeah. Oh my fucking God.
Sorry, Brawl. I felt like you were being left out. Okay. Or if we hit a level 5 hype train, I will give you 3 uwus and an ada. We are very close. Or if we hit a level 5, we are at 76%. It does not take much more to
heard the
get
woman.
us there.
Let's go for
All
it.
I'm saying, I will give you the 3 uwus and an ada, and my adas are top tier. They are top fucking tier. You will be satisfied. But we only got 1 minute and 30 seconds left to make this shit happen.
I think I am about to cry. Oh my fucking God.
Come on, Twitch. You can do it. Pave the way. Put that ass into it.
Oh my God.
We're so close. Have you ever gotten to level 5?
Yeah. Fucking Brit is crazy, right? She got herself, Dinos, and I think AJ, all like who are Dinos and AJ are a mods, and they came around being like, "Hey, here's a level 5 hype train." I was like, "Fucking hell!" Like I was in the middle of a fucking COD game, playing BO2 1v1 sticks and stones, getting my ass kicked. And my brain had to, it was performing an illegal operation that had to be shut down. Like, it needed to be updated because it's happening again. Why is it happening
80%
again?
with 30 seconds left.
I technically
Please.
started all your hype trains for an honor.
Please.
Oh Brits, you are.
We're so close.
Fucking amazing. We
are so close.
Amazing. We got 20 seconds, guys. We got 20 seconds. Oh my fucking.
Oh!
93.
Oh my God!
93.
We can't lose this. We can't lose this. I'm
97, 98, 98. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Look at
yes.
you fucking.
Yes.
Guys. Ignore got a gift sub. Fuck yes. Holy shit. Okay, that's a new woo. Where's the Ara? Oh my fucking God.
and a big ol' to lemons to you. That was actually terrible.
Oh my God, 48% level 5. Fucking hell.
Let's fucking go!
Oh my God.
We fucking killed that, yo. We boom, mwah, magnifique, beautiful. We are the gods.
Oh my God.
You need a big uwu?
A big uwu.
I'm fucking proud of us, guys. We fucking made that shit happen.
What
I'm
do
fucking proud of us.
how do how do I see this off? Like, how do I stop the podcast after this? I don't want to. I want to this like I want to hang out with you forever now, Canary. And it's not because of the fucking bits or the gift subs. It's just because this has been a fucking amazing time. And honestly, like I've been looking for a co-host for the podcast, just so that I can widen the branch of streamers that we get on. And if I have a co-host, I might need a selection of co-hosts. I need you. I need Brit. I need all of you. Like,
I can give you quite a few suggestions for some good streamers that I think would be down for
yeah,
this.
you already suggested to me Zavi.
Actually, I already have someone who I think you would really love a raid too.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just DM that to you real quickly
Okay, no worries. I'm going to look at it because I can still look at the thing.
because I think that is definitely someone you should check out.
Yeah.
Actually, my Discord's
Honestly,
like gone on a little bit of a loop, so I can't even DM. I did DM you, like I DM'd you on my phone,
yeah, okay.
but I'll DM you this on um
Yeah.
I'll DM you this on
Uh, honestly, like, because like I normally like see the streams off with your raid suggestion as a guest. So yeah, we're probably gonna be going there anyway. Uh, you're deafened, mate. I mean Canary's deafened, so yeah. Uh, yeah, you're deafened. There we go. Oh, now you muted. Now you muted. There
I
we go.
can't even see Discord to fix this. I can't even see Discord to
There we
fix
go.
this shit.
You're fixed. Don't worry.
Oh
Uh,
my god, yeah, my computer's having tech problems and I can't
uh,
fix it.
yeah.
I don't
So
know
we're
what's
going to
happening.
wait for the fucking hype train to die down. Um, I'm going to go into. Okay, let's see. Oh, I need to take a deep breath.
Oh, so cozy.
Right. Are we ready for
Let's
everything that's happened in this one stream? Because I'm
let's
fucking
do
not.
it.
Godvilla, thank you for the follow. Dismembering Man, thank you for the follow. Echo Gaming, thank you for the follow. Canary, thank you for the gift up to Bloodspot. Canary, thank you for the gift up to Echo Gaming. If you ever need, yeah, I'm bringing Canary back without a doubt. Lucas, thank you for the gift up to Canary. Brit, thank you so much for the 250 bits and starting the hype train again. Canary, thank you for the 100 bits. Lucas, thank you for the 100 bits. Canary, thank you for the 100 bits. Lucas, thank you for the 100 bits. Canary, thank you for the 100 bits. Lucas, thank you for the 100 bits. Canary, thank you for the 100 bits. Lucas, thank you for the 100 bits. Canary, thank you for the 100 bits. Lucas, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Canary, thank you for the 100 bits. Lucas, thank you for the 100 bits. Bitch. The 100 bits, you are not. Canary, thank you for the 100 bits. Lucas, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Canary, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Lucas, thank you for the 100 bits. Canary, thank you for the 100 bits. Lucas, thank you for the 100 bits. Canary, thank you for the 100 bits. Brit, thank you for the resub with Prime. Lucas, thank you for the 5 gift subs. Two, it went too far. I can't say. Lucas, thank you for the 100 bits. Canary, thank you for the gift sub. Canary, thank you for the 100 bits. Brit, thank you for the 300 bits. Brit, thank you for the 100 bits. Lucas, thank you for the 2 gift subs. Brit, thank you for the 100 bits. Canary, thank you for the 400 bits. Canary, thank you for the 100 bits. Oh my god.
I'm 100% gonna clip you just saying, Canary, thank you for the 100 bits. Lucas, thank you for the 100 bits. Canary, thank you for the 100 bits. Lucas, thank you for the 100 bits. Canary, thank you for the 100 bits. Lucas, thank you for the 100 bits. I'm 100% clipping that. It's already actually
Right.
up and ready. I just like to actually cut them.
Thank you so much. I'm going to have that in my fucking clip reel. So, thanks for the gift subs too. Bots. Scrolling down. Eka. Canary. AJ. Oh no, that's Nebby reswing from AJ's sub. Okay. Elves. Satan Logic. Almighty Mole. OP Bunny. The level 4 hype train. Choo choo, motherfuckers.
Choo choo, motherfucker.
So yeah, OP Bunny. Meme PG. Okay, that's great. Thank you for the gift of the brawl. Joe, Lawrence, ignore. Is that everyone? That is everyone. Fucking hell. I can breathe. Oh, that was amazing. Okay, so yeah, I think now that the hype train's up, Jesus Christ, guys, thank you so much. I don't deserve this. What did I
You
do?
absolutely do.
What did I do to deserve this? Oh
You
my god.
100% deserve this.
Fucking
Don't
hell.
you ever forget it. Don't Don't do what I do. Don't diminish your self-worth. You 100% deserve this. You make an awesome podcast. You built an amazing community, and you 100% deserve all the love and affection.
Thank you.
You very much deserve it.